Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
Good evening and welcome to Sikeston, Missouri, as we are set to bring you the action here live. Week 2 of high school football. It is the Dexter Bearcats visiting the Sikeston Bulldogs. Tonight's game is brought to you by First State Community Bank, and I am Bobby Alford alongside Jim Riker. Jim, we get set to go into this one. Two teams, a little bit different scenarios last week. Dexter had a game that many thought they were favored to lose that game and pulled out a big win at home. First time in a long time they've won at home for the Bearcats on the season opener. And then Sikeston against Hillsboro, that is one of the top teams in the state right now. Sikeston took it on the chin that time, really had a tough time offensively, defensively of the whole game, but they look to turn things around here at home tonight.
Yeah, I think that's right, Bobby, and I think we've got a situation where this is an important game for both teams. The Bearcats, if they want to have the kind of season they think that everybody thinks they can have, this is a game they need to win, and Sikeston needs to establish themselves a little bit after a tough loss last week. So big game for both teams, and the Bearcats came in with a great game plan last week, ran the ball well, and a lot of that had to do with that offensive line of the Bearcats.
Speaking of that offensive line, a kid to keep an eye on tonight for the Bearcats. He's an inside guard. They can switch sides, what the Bearcats will do. Number 56, Caden Lee. Jim, I know there's a block we recognized last week he got out in front of made. When I went back and watched film, even on a pull guard there, he blew up a hole wide open behind, I believe it was Hartline and Rasher, and he was the main guy pushing that hole even further for Jackson Howard to run through. He gets out and blocks well on a pull guard situation, probably their best on the offensive line. Matter of fact, a CMO conference player last year on the offensive line. But as we noted last week in the telecast, they go 275, 250, 240, 230, and their lightest is 225 on this offensive line. And the sub they can bring in also goes 275. This is a very, very big offensive line for Dexter blocking this year.
A really big group and an athletic group, not just big, but fairly athletic as well. And then you have to, the other side of it, you got to talk about the defense a little bit because, after the first 2 scores, the defense really stepped up, shut Scott City out the rest of the night. And a couple of kids there, Landon Weathers and Ryder Williams, both had big games defensively for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and Weathers come out last weekend, 10 tackles in that game and a sack. He made several plays for a loss. Those are the kind of things that stand out to you. Dexter started out in that 3-4 defense. They struggled a little bit against the run, switched to the 4-3 up front. You will see them play probably both again this weekend. And another kid, Ryder Williams, 3 interceptions, a team, 5 interceptions. Dexter really brought it. A couple of things I've heard this week from talking to different folks in the community, and, you get texts and phone calls and things. Dexter is fast. They're fast. I mean, tons of times this week I've heard it. People who watch the telecast like the weekend notice the speed of the Bearcats. And even where they're not fast, they're still highly athletic on that. And they made plays every time they needed to last weekend.
Yeah, we're getting ready for the national anthem here. We're going to take a break while that's going on, and we'll be back with more pregame with Bobby and myself. You're watching high school football on the Aycorp Sports Network.
home of Dexter and Bernie, strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
Welcome back to Sikeston, Missouri, as we are about 8 minutes away from the start of this game. Jim, we have discussed the Dexter Bearcats. Now let's get into the Sikeston Bulldogs. Last week they had a tremendous task taking on Hillsboro. Like we said, one of the best teams in the state right now in their class. But they've got a couple guys there. I believe it's Trez Clark, the running back there. He's going to be a big guy and a tough guy to take down for the Bearcats. He goes, I'm guessing, in that neighborhood of 230, 240, and he packs an absolute punch when he comes with the football.
He does. 13 carries for 62 yards and a TD last week for the Bulldogs. And I believe from what I heard from one of the Sikeston announcers, only one complete pass, maybe only 2 pass attempts even last week. So for the Bulldogs. So the Bearcats from Dexter will have to play good run defense tonight to stop them. Luke Gadberry on the defensive side of the football had a big night, 6 tackles and a sack for the Bulldogs. He's from the linebacker position, so that's a big kid for them defensively that has to play well to stop the Bearcat run.
They do. Jim, let's dive into devil's advocate for the Bearcat faithful. Dexter struggled in the first quarter last week moving the football. It's really starting to get into the second quarter, really started to turn the page, and you could definitely see in the third and fourth quarter they took over. Reason being, I believe some of that is Scott City played kids both sides of the football. Dexter only has 3 kids who have played both sides of the football, and Alford, Farmer, and Pullum. I believe one thing there is a watch out for Dexter is what do they do when the temperatures start to cool, you're out of these hot temps, and teams are a little bit deeper than maybe Scott City was last year. Can that be a slip-up and a, hey, be careful right here, Dexter?
Well, I think that's certainly an issue, and Sikeston will have enough kids that will not be an issue for them particularly either. So, yeah, I think that's right. The Bearcats won't have as much physical advantage in that third and fourth quarter. Temperatures are cooler tonight. I mean, still 70s, but not like it was last week with a heat index of 106. So that makes a huge difference. The other thing that sort of comes into play, maybe the kids don't think about it, but as an announcer I do, Dexter always struggles with Sikeston. Sikeston's one win last year was against the Bearcats, a big comeback win for them, and it seems as if Dexter always struggles getting that win against Sikeston. So they're overcoming a little bit of that bugaboo if they happen to get a win tonight as well.
And last year we talked about that some. You know, Dexter, huge lead. Sikeston just comes out and throttles him in the second half. 2 years ago on this field, I remember, Dexter seemed like they were the best team all game long. They had it. They had opportunities to win it. And lo and behold, I believe Sikeston walked out with like an 11-9 win, a game that Dexter truly should have won. I feel like they won the battle everywhere. They just could not convert when they needed to and march the ball up and down the field. Sikeston's had their number. So the last 2 years for the Bearcats really stings. But this one for Coach Jamerson is a game he really wants to win. You know, last year, that was his opening game at home. You go into halftime, and everyone is excited, including him probably, only to come out and watch the dismantling they had in the second half. That one had to sting a little stronger than any other loss all season long because of what happened your opening night to have a chance to make a statement on your home field.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier, I think this is Dexter, I think the Dexter faithful, I think the Dexter kids think they have a chance to, be a good football team this year, 6-3, 7-2, something like that. Well, this is a game on the schedule that's a little bit of a toss-up. This is one of those you've got to win if you want to have that kind of record. There are some games later in the season that'll be a little tougher, but this one is definitely a toss-up that you're not the favorite in, and you've got to find a way to win these kind of games if you want to have the kind of season that they're looking for.
Absolutely correct. Another guy for Dexter we'll talk about some. I thought he had a great opening night as a sophomore. Jason Herborovich, sometimes you'll hear us refer to him as Hero, number 44. He had a monster game, I thought. You'll see him as a middle linebacker tonight. He'll blitz up the middle some. Dexter will also bring pressure from the edges, from Alford or Pullum. Dexter's well-versed there, and a little bit different look than we've seen from Coach Greg Lumica in the past on that.
Yeah, they really brought more, as you mentioned, more pressure up the from the blitz last week. Especially they brought it after Panagas went out and the sophomore came into quarterback. They really brought the pressure, and it was very effective for him. Part of the reason I think we saw 5 interceptions was the pressure they put on the quarterback last week.
Also, a couple of notes there as we'll try to finish up on Dexter and get back to Sikeston. Dexter last year struggled on third down getting off the field. I remember one stat against Scott City, I believe, last season. Scott City was 10 of 13 on third down against Dexter. Last weekend, 4 of 13. Dexter really amped up what they could do. Now, they did give up some 3rd and 12s, and slant pass. I remember a couple of big plays there they shouldn't. But you can definitely tell it's an improved defense. Pressure and speed has put them where they want to be and need to be.
Yeah, that's exactly right. For Sikeston, one of the kids that didn't get a lot of touches last week, or didn't get a lot of yardage at least, was Karadik Sherrod, and he is a senior, another big running back, and I think that Coach Pulley really wants to get him involved in the offense because he's, just having Trez Clark, you can't just focus on one kid if you've got that second running back. Dexter has 3 or 4 kids that can really run the football. Sikeston's got to get him involved in the offense tonight, I think.
So I'm not sure where the camera is now, but across the way straight from us is the Dexter Bearcats. They have the red helmets, white jerseys tonight. And I believe if you focus at the Bulldog about to enter the stadium, it will be the Sikeston Bulldogs. They will have the black hats with the red jerseys tonight, and they will take the field waving the American flag.
They're in total red, black, like you said, black helmets, red jerseys, very similar to Dexter's jerseys last week. Red pants as well. So this is one of the many matchups across the area tonight. We'll try to keep you up to date on those. Also for the coming up on Aycorp on September 8th. Next week we'll be back at Charles Bland Stadium as the Bearcats will take on New Madrid County Central, and the week after be in Kennett for a South Boot Heel battle between Kennett and Crowsville. So a lot of football coming up and quite a bit of volleyball coming up. But tonight, before we get to any of that, big matchup here between SEMO conference teams, the Dexter Bearcats and the Sikeston Bulldogs.
Rightfully so. Jim, of note for our listeners, you will try to keep us up to date on surrounding games in the area tonight as we see what's going on, and we'll take this one in. Folks, we're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be back. Kickoff is about a minute 20 away. We'll be back in 30 here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Does your business need literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
We are back live here in Sikeston, Missouri. You'll see the captains taking the field for the Bearcats. Number 5, that is Jaden Willems. Number 11, Landon Weathers. Jim, I'm having a hard time making that out.
58, I believe. Would that be Joseph Nall, maybe? I think.
And number 67, it's going to be a senior, and I do not have
Braden
that.
Barnes.
Braden Barnes. And for Sikeston, it will be number 68. That is Hayden Hess. Number 54, Carter Goodman. Number 76, Demarius Williams, and number 3, and that is Caden Craig. So that's the folks out there. Real quickly, tonight's officials for the game in the white hat, that is referee George Bays, umpire James Ivey, lineman Denver Stuckey, line judge Dwight Mills, back judge Lance Amick. As we wish those guys well tonight in this one, and Jim, already tonight, I can tell you, I love the press box because it's not near as warm as last week.
Well, I was talking about with the guys here, the 20 degrees or 30 degrees cooler makes a big difference. A very crowded press box, 3 radio stations and us all in one press box, so it's fairly crowded. So you may hear some overlapping noise tonight. If that's the case, that's what you're hearing for sure. But hopefully the quality will be great for you. Looks like the Bearcats won the toss and elected to defer, so Sikeston will make the choice, and they are going to, I would guess, receive to start this. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how this plays out here. So Sikeston will be receiving the opening kick. So that means Levi DeMint will be out there to set the kickoff for the Bearcats to start the football game.
Second week in a row for Dexter. They win a coin toss and defer to the second half. So Sikeston chooses their end. A little bit about DeMint. Jim, he's got a boot on him. He can kick it deep, and he can send them well. Did miss a field goal opportunity last week, but on kickoffs, he's generally going to be pretty strong in that area.
Exactly right. He took it down to around the 10 to 15 every time last week, so we would assume to see that again tonight.
Here is Sikeston taking the field for their home opener. It will be, looks like number 11 will go deep. That is Aaron Williams. And in front of him will be number 2, Isaiah Jemerson Patterson. And Jim, I did not catch the last.
Number 10, I believe that's Ricky Wigfall, who is a freshman.
15. That was 15. That is Jarius Goodwin.
Goodwin, okay, a sophomore.
We are set, and thank everyone for joining us here tonight. DeMint tees it up.
Nice crowd on hand here from both Dexter and Sikeston as we're set to go.
Here's the start of the clock and the whistle, and here comes DeMint. Ball is in the air, and we are underway. That is going to be taken at about the 6-yard line. Dexter in pursuit now. He's going to take it left or right, and that is tackled. Good tackle there. Nolan Offer for the Dexter Bearcats.
Great tackle right there, and Sikeston will start deep in their own territory at the 11-yard line, only a 5-yard return, and really nice coverage. And part of that coverage was due to the fact that Levi DeMint really had that ball high in the air on that kickoff. Great job.
Dexter will take the field. We'll try to see what kind of defense they will start in tonight. Along that front line, it will be Caleb Gott, number 53, Garrett Coons. I can't get the number. He's in the middle. And also Landon Weathers. He will be your left end.
See if Pullum goes down as he did last week. He started off up. It looks like he is going to be down.
He's down, so 4-3. Here is a run. Far side. That is Sherrod out of bounds. He's going to pick up maybe 5 on the play.
Yeah, we said they want to get Sherrod involved in this offense. A lot of wing backs, 2 wing backs in there as well, which I believe are Patterson and Gorman. And so mostly you will see a running game, which will run the clock quicker and keep the Dexter offense off the field a little longer.
So for Sikeston last year, they really seem to take advantage of Dexter on the outside edge off the tackle last season. A little bit different look. Guys looking at each other here for Sikeston. Here's a man in motion. Craig takes it. He hands it off. Ball coming near side to number 22, and that is number 9. Farmer meets him, stands him up at the line of scrimmage.
That's Atkins, the sophomore running back for the Bulldogs, and to bring up 3rd down and about 4. Good job by Farmer there of reading that.
I want to apologize to the Sikeston folks. I will learn the names. I do not know the names and the numbers just yet, but my broadcast partner, Jim Riker, is all over it, so he is helping me there.
3rd down and about 3, a little over 3 maybe for the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs will bring number 2. That is Isaiah Jemerson Patterson to the bottom of the screen. Here's a receiver. That's Sherrod in motion. Gives us Sherrod on the edge. He's got a couple of Bearcats. Stand him up and do not take him down. He's got 1st down yardage.
Had him in the backfield, but Sherrod's a big, strong kid. You've got it. We talked last week, Bobby, as we watched the Bearcats. They tackled high. You've got to tackle these kids, Sherrod and Clark. You've got to tackle them low. That's the only chance you've got.
And I said before the game, I thought Clark was about 230 or so. I think that's Sherrod last year. I remember how big Sherrod was with his size running the football. Sikeston breaks huddle. That's number 13 at the bottom of the screen. Colt Parker, the wide out. That is Sherrod and in motion there. Here's the pitch. Goes inside now this time and hit immediately by Dexter. Could not bring him down. He's still on his feet. And
nice.
that is Trez Clark, just keeps the ball moving.
And then a flag goes in, and I'm going to say that's going to be a face mask on the Bearcats, possibly as the helmet came off for Clark. We'll see if that's the call or not. But he just kept those feet moving and gets the big pickup for the Bearcats, for the Bulldogs.
Well, one thing I wonder what Dexter would do right here. They have got 4 with their hand in the dirt. Alford is also put up in line. You're almost playing a 5-2 right here. Do you almost think to say bring Alford back to a little bit deeper look into the backfield so you can attack downhill with the linebackers and hit gaps and fill those?
Well, there's the possibility of that, certainly. I think they know that they're not going to throw the ball, so they're trying to load that box up a little bit. But that was a 5-yard penalty on the Bearcats, and it'll be a first down then with the penalty for the Bulldogs. 2 first downs in a row. They're out to the 36.
Here's Craig. He puts a man in motion. That's Sherrod. He's got the football, and he's upfield for a couple and down. Looks about a gain of 4 on the play.
Pickup of about, you're exactly right, Bobby, about 4. And so far, the offensive line of Sikeston is creating big enough holes that they are allowing, that 3 and 4 yard pickup. Bearcats are hitting them at about a gain of 1 or 2, but the running backs continue those legs going and getting the first and picking up the extra yardage.
And with the size of Sikeston right now, you've got to wonder, will Dexter try to get bigger? They have Ethan Glaus, who will come in and play defensive line. He'll go about 275, so he could definitely withstand some of that push from Sikeston. Here's a man in motion. That is Clark. He gets the ball, comes near side. That looks like Alford. And Turnbow makes the tackle there. Alford gets him, and then Turnbow cleans him up. Yeah,
first good job there by the Bearcats. As you said, Nolan Alford gets in there, and as you mentioned, Glaus comes in, and we see Garrett Coons go out for the Bearcats on that defensive line. Good play by Nolan Alford there to stop the run and bring up a 3rd and about 8. We'll see what Coach Pulley wants to do here. Will he throw the football for the first time tonight, or will he try to keep it on the ground and maybe go for on 4th down even if he needs to?
Something to watch with Glaus, 74 in the middle. He gets off blocks extremely well. Here's the hand goes inside to Clark. He's going to have it near side, first down. Yes, he's got it and more. That is Weathers in on the tackle for Dexter. And right now, Jim, Dexter has got to figure out a way to finish on the inside gaps between the guard and the tackle. That's where everything is happening right now.
Exactly right. And the yards after contact have been very, very good so far for Sikeston. The Bearcats from Dexter have not wrapped up and made the tackle.
New guy into the game, that is number 1, Trey Gorman. He is the running back here near side, but he's back to us. That's the handoff to Clark. He's got it, good yardage up ahead of him. Taken down, no, still on his feet. Clark is absolutely showing he is a grown man on this field, and that's a fumble.
I believe it.
Nope. No, they're going to call him down.
They're going to say
Dexter's wanting the football, but officials have not mentioned yet.
And it is a fumble. I believe that Turnbow just took it away from him there as he was going down to the ground, and the Bearcats will get it on a turnover.
So big turnover for Dexter. Gets the stop on Clark. Right now, you got to think going off the field that Coach Lemica is going to grab his linebackers and his linemen and talk about filling gaps right there, pinching down harder to stop Clark. Because, man, at the start of this, Jim, that was a mighty fine drive going on for Sikeston there between Clark and Sherrod.
Was a good run there by Clark, too, but great play by Devin Turnbow as he pulls that football away.
Dexter will have the football. It'll be Jackson Howard, their quarterback. He's number 16, flanked by Jet Graham, number 2 on the running back. Offered to the top of the screen is wide out. McDonald and Farmer, that's Farmer in motion. He gets the ball. He's going to take it far side. Makes a nice cut by Farmer up the field for about 7 on the play.
Looks like that tackle there. See if I can pick up the number. I believe it was number 13, and that is Colt Parker that grabbed him by the ankle and pulled him down. But a nice 7-yard pickup. Good cutback that time against the flow of the defense there by Farmer.
We will discuss this a little bit, Jim. It's a lot harder to hear who made the tackle in this box with the closed windows in front of us. Last week at Dexter, the loudspeaker, and it's an open box, and a little easier to hear who made those tackles on that. Dexter, same formation, except McDonald and Farmer have flipped this time. Pistol formation it is for Graham. He's got it, gets it upfield for a couple. No, that's McDonald, actually. He has got the first down.
And that's something that Dexter, as they continue the season, will get better and better at even, I think. And that was a great fake that time. Like you, I thought Graham had the football going up the middle. Farmer had it, and if Jackson Howard can get really good with that sleight of hand, boy, that makes it tough on a defensive line. First down for the Bearcats.
Dexter will pass the football some. They've got Alford as receiver, and another guy that he will slip in and surprise you. He made 2 really, really fine catches. Logan Pullum, the tight end. That is Pullum coming near side, about to put his hand in the dirt here. Alford at the bottom of the screen. It is 1st and 10 for Dexter. That's McDonald in motion. Hand goes to McDonald, bumps into his own man, cuts it back, and gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Going to bring up 2nd and 10. 3 defensive players come in for the Bulldogs. Number 77, Blackman, 79, Pulley come in, as well as number 33, and that is Sherrod that comes at the linebacker spot.
And Jim, I just mentioned Pullum. Last week on a tight end play to the near sideline, first, he had to come back and meet that ball. If he didn't, if the ball wasn't underthrown a little bit, that's probably picked. He comes back and makes a beautiful catch, gets it upfield, and then follows that up with a diving catch into the end zone. We're kind of falling to reach in and grab that ball for the touchdown. 2 really nice grabs last week for Logan. Here's the snap. Howard has it. He's going to throw it outside to Alford, over his head and out of bounds.
That was overthrown there, bring up a 3rd down and about 9, a passing situation for the Bearcats. Nolan had room on his defender there, had a couple yards on him that he was playing off of him, but just overthrown, incomplete. Howard was 4 of 10 last week, by the way, for 90 yards and a TD.
Jim, that's probably a pass Howard needs to put a little bit more love on and not let it float on him there.
Right.
Step into it and follow it all the way through.
Yep, exactly right. So
here we go, 3rd and 9, a long 9 at that. Offered to the bottom of the screen. McDonald will be the inside slot, number 7. Farmer tucked in tight to the line. Pull him on the top side of the screen on the line with a hand in the ground. Here's Howard. He looks Pullum's way. He's got a man. Pullum's open. He has got it. Pull him to the 20 now, inside the 25, probably down about the 21-yard line.
Logan Pullum just ran a route to the middle of the field. Jackson Howard put it right on his hands for the catch and a big pickup for the 1st down. And Howard stood in against the blitz. Sikeston brought a linebacker blitz in. Howard stayed in there and completed the pass.
Well, and Pullum just went straight upfield, was not really picked up well. Hand in the dirt, they forgot about him, and he runs right by his man and makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. 3rd catch of the season now for Logan Pullum, all of them big yardage. Again, offer to the bottom of the screen. McDonald in your slot. Here's the snap. It's going to go to Farmer up the middle. He makes a man miss, and it's taken down about the 20-yard line. So pick up of maybe 1 on the play for Dexter.
The Bearcats, the running backs, the only negative I would say about them right now is they seem to be trying to do a lot of juke, and sometimes you've just got to put your head down and pick up the 3 yards. That was sort of what Sikeston did in their run. They picked up 3 or 4, and right there was probably an instance they could have done that.
Farmer and McDonald, 2 shifty guys who can make guys miss. Graham Moore, your downhill runner, needs to just try to pound the football forward. Dexter will be in the pistol formation with Graham behind Howard. Here's a snap. Here's Howard. He looks toward the end zone. Throw over the middle, and that is incomplete. Had a chance. Alford got his hands on it, could not haul it in. Good coverage there by Sikeston. That is number 1, Trey Gorman.
Yeah, everybody on that play played very well. A great pass by Howard right on the hands. Alford right there, but really just a little better coverage by Gorman of Sikeston will bring up 3rd down and 9 from the 20.
Yeah, very tight coverage, and you watch Gorman timed his hand in there very well to knock that ball away.
He really did. Really, really nice play defensively.
Sikeston has a chance to make a stand on Dexter here to 3rd and 9. Howard in the gun. That is McDonald in motion. Hands off to Graham up the middle. He's got a couple. Really runs over a man down to the 15. So decision time for Dexter. Do they give it to Dement for 3, or do they go for this on 4th and about 5?
I'll say that the Bearcats will go for the 1st down here.
Fourth and 4.
Right, 4th and 4, and I'll say they'll go for it. That was Graham's first carry on the night. He was the leading number of carries last week for the Bearcats with 14. Farmer had 13, so a 4th and about 4. A lot of options available here for the Bearcats. A little pass maybe. You got the quick of McDonald, even though he's shifted out to the right side, so it probably won't be him carrying the football.
So 2 wide, maybe a post route from McDonald or Alford possibly. Here's Farmer in motion. Howard will pass, and it's going to be a false start.
Yeah, procedure against the Bearcats, I believe, will drop it back to 4th and 9. I think that may have been a running back that cut up field a little quickly, but either way, it's going to be 4th and 9.
Well, here's a play. You know, Dexter would like to get this ball down to about the 10. 4th and 9. Keep an eye again on Logan Pullum. Watch for Dexter maybe slip him out from the tight end spot, come across field and hit him. He's shown good hands so far this season. He will be the down lineman with his hand in the ground on the top of the screen. Offered to the bottom. McDonald tight as well as Farmer. Here's the snap. Howard, he has it. He's looking. Nobody to throw to. He's going to have to get rid of it. Does toward the end zone. It is up and, incomplete. Alford had it, and it was knocked away on the way down as Sikeston was able to knock that ball out of his hands and stop the touchdown.
two really nice defensive plays in that series by the Bulldogs. That was a excellent defensive play because, as you said, Alford had it. But as he was going to the ground, the defender got his hand there and knocked it away. And we're going to have I believe, a water timeout here with 4:54 to go in the first quarter. So we're going to take a break and be back in 30 seconds here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
Welcome back to Sikeston, Missouri, and what a stand by the Sikeston Bulldogs. Had Dexter 4th and 9, gave great pursuit of Howard. Howard is able to break away from a would-be tackler or a sack, throws that ball up to the back of the end zone, perfectly positioned, receivers in the right spot, had it, and the Sikeston Bulldog player was able to pop his hand in there and knock that loose as he's trying to bring it in. Yep,
first team in the Young Realty red zone tonight was the Bearcats, but they turned over on downs.
Here is Sikeston. They'll give that to Clark. He comes near side, hit, and Dexter's trying to get him down, and a flag in the backfield. That's probably going to be in the area of a hold.
You would think so there, yes. That Dexter had the running back by the jersey, but I believe you'll see a hold there. Probably it is a holding on Sikeston. They'll move them back. 4:46 to go, by the way, here in the first period, and we're tied at 0 at Sikeston High School.
So Sikeston now will go for a first and I believe a 15.
20 maybe. Went back to the 10?
First and 20, yes.
Yeah, first and 20, I
or
think.
Or second.
10.
Well, they've got it second and 20 on the board. That'll go first and 20.
Yeah, first and 20 from the 10 here. And those are the kind of situations, Bobby, when you're a running team like Sikeston is, man, that makes it tough when you're trying to pick up, 19 or 20 yards in 3 plays as opposed to just having to maybe pick up 6, I mean, it makes a big difference.
That is correct. Dexter stays 4 in ground now, offered up on the end here close to us. Here's the fake hand, goes to Sherrod. He's going far side. Hit it. What a tackle by Dexter. I believe that is number 26, that Christian Wirtz. Wirtz, boy, that is the second week in a row we've seen him make that tackle. I love that because he went low and took out the man's legs. That's a bigger guy than he is by quite a bit of a margin, and he just takes him out.
Yeah, just what we talked about, Bobby. They've got to go low on Sherrod like that, and that was a textbook right there, and it brings up second and about 21 now for the Bulldogs.
Dexter has them where they'd want them. I'm surprised also Dexter threw as much as they have already in this game. They probably matched already how much they've thrown this quarter as they did in a half last week. It is second and 21. Here is a snap. Fake hand's going to be a pass from the quarterback. Nope. He keeps it. Alford hits him as he throws it. Dexter's just great coverage there by their DBs. Jim, that is nothing but speed covering up right there for Dexter.
Yeah, that was a coverage incompletion. You're exactly right. The D-backs did a nice job. He was trying to get it to Sherrod out in the flat, but Alford put the pressure on him and hit him as he was throwing for the incompletion. Third now and 21.
Well, you want to add insult to injury. You roll out, you take a hit on the throw, and it's incomplete.
Right.
So you're 3rd and 21. Dexter defense again flexing. Sikeston. Right here, I'm thinking Sikeston's just looking for positive yards to get away from the end zone. If you get the first down, great, but get yardage first. Here's a man in motion at a Sherrod. Hand to him, far side. Alford's got his hands on him, and a slew of Bearcats now take him down.
It's going to be a loss of maybe a yard, or maybe just about a loss of a yard. Alford out there with the tackle, along with the host of Bearcats, as you mentioned. So put Sikeston punting situation with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go in here in the first quarter, and they'll have to punt the ball. The Bearcats should get it in excellent field position.
If you're Dexter, you come after this punt and just leave nobody back there really to return. You're already going to have great field position.
They're going to have Farmer back there and to see what they can make happen, I think, but not the situation you want to be in if you're Sikeston right this second.
Dexter does not look to be bringing heavy pressure. They will stay back. Sikeston looks to run, and they may have him. That's a short punt. Dexter needs to let that roll, and they will. They'll just clear and get that ball around the 40-yard line as Sikeston will down it there, and that's where the Dexter Bearcats take over just beyond the 40.
Boy, you were looking at a safety right square in the face right there, but the kicker managed to get that off and
and final run right there. He's just got to grab that thing and kick it, because now people are closing in early. I'm surprised they didn't go up in the air and try to block that more so for Dexter. But, on their defense last week, we talked about pregame, Nolan offering the play he had last year. He has already picked it up this week. Here's the reason being. Last week, Scott City tried everything up the middle. It was an inside game. This week, you're seeing Sikeston trying to bounce that football, and he is active on the edge tonight, as that is he up there at the top of the screen. That is McDonald in motion. Hand is going to go to Farmer on the reverse around. No, that is Turnbow, I'm sorry. Turnbow down to about the 30-yard line. Devin Turnbow, his first carry of the night.
Good run, lead there, block, I believe, by maybe Brayton Barnes out there on the lead block. Barnes are, let me see what the other number is, maybe also Hartline, one of the two leading there, and a nice 9-yard pickup for the Bearcats.
Well, a great opportunity if you're Dexter. If you decide you want to throw the ball again, it's second and a very short one. Take a chance downfield, and you can always punch it through on 31 for the first.
Yeah, good point.
Offered by himself, single coverage at the top of the screen. Farmer flexed out at the top of the T right there. McDonald at the bottom. McDonald in motion. Hand to McDonald. He's going to go far side. Looks for a block. He's got help there, and he's got a first down. Tackle up high. No flag.
Pickup of about 2 for the first down, as you mentioned, Bobby, and just couldn't quite get outside the way he wanted to all the way. If he could have turned that corner, he's probably gone. The one thing I did notice there for Sikeston in that situation, no deep safety. Two safeties, but nobody really deep. So across the middle there was some opening right then.
Yeah, and you've already got single coverage. That guy's playing off of you. That's where I read, as second and short, you've got the chance to take advantage of a guy. The worst thing is incomplete in 3rd and 1, but Dexter's going to be happy right now with the a first down and inside the 30. Howard back in the gun, a pistol formation with Graham behind him. Here's the hand, goes up the middle to Graham, tries to make one man miss and does, gets up to the 25 now.
Yeah, good. That's about a 5-yard pickup for the Bearcats.
Little slow getting up there. That's number 66, Peyton Hartline, with a small limp.
Yep, a little slow getting up. Sikeston substituting in some defensive linemen. They're running kids in and out there on that defensive line, trying to keep them fresh tonight.
And at what point does Sikeston maybe flex a guy a little bit wider from a linebacker position and just say, hey, we're going to try to shoot a gap right here?
Right.
Again, no safety help over the top, offered to the bottom screen, single coverage. He's going to be about 5 to 6 yards off of him. Here's McDonald in motion. Hand comes to McDonald. He cuts it back inside behind the tackle. He gets up to the inside the 20 in the Young Realty real estate there for the red zone.
Yeah, and really different this week, Bobby, we're seeing than last week for Dexter. They're being forced to cut it back inside, and those linebackers for Sikeston doing a nice job of closing it down where the gains are only 4 yards, 5 yards, not that big play so far.
McDonald is a big play machine. He can rip them off with the best of them. And also, Farmer's more the cut and slash, and he'll beat you there. But McDonald, if he can get a block out in front and get to the edge, it's game over for him.
3rd and about 1.
Graham moved up next to Howard. Howard fakes it, and we're going to get a false start in the middle.
Man, you just can't. That's twice now for Dexter. You just can't do that when you're down here inside the red zone. It's twice in the red zone we've had false starts to move the back to make it 3rd now and 6 instead. 16 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Been a fast first quarter, and we're still tied at 0.
Well, 3rd and 6, I think they're probably going to go to Farmer or McDonald here, possibly. Looks like they're going to go with a little bit deeper wide receiver set. Almost reverse field of what we saw Logan pull into the pass earlier. Let's see where they go with it. They could play it safe. They don't. Pass outside to Alford. He's got it. He's upfield now. First down yardage and down about the 15-yard line. Jim, I am shocked that Coach Jamerson has said, you know what, we ran the football the whole first half last week. We're going to pass a lot this one.
Well, I think he sees some openings there, and good block out there by Turnbow to free Nolan up for the first down. So we're at the end of one quarter. It's 0-0. We'll take a break and be back with quarter 2 here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
If Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
We are back to Sikeston, and Jim, I noticed you were down there trying to take a peek into the scorebook of what Dexter's doing right now through the air. If I'll let you get your headset back on. What did you really see going on there in the numbers?
Well, I couldn't really right then. They weren't actually up. They were still calculating everything. But, the Bearcats have got about 60 yards, I would say, throwing the football already, thrown it about 6 or 7 times, as you mentioned, way more than we threw it last week. But they see it's there. Single coverage out on Alford. That time they split 2 wide receivers. The last play they split 2 wide receivers out. Turnbow out there as well to be able to block, and that was a big pickup for the Bearcats.
If we have time, I will let you slip in some score updates from around the area. Dexter's taking their time coming up. Jim, have you got those coming in yet?
Let's see if anything. Farmington leads Potosi 14-7. Park Hill Central leads Crowsville 7-6 in the first quarter, and that is all I have right at the moment.
So Bearcats with the football. That lies at about the 15-yard line. They've shown already they will pass it. They're in a 4-wide set now. Graham, on your back. Pull him to the bottom of the screen here. He is flanked by McDonald. Offered at the top, flanked by Farmer. Here's McDonald in motion. Hand goes to McDonald. He's got to try to beat a man to the edge. He does. He has got it up to near the first and taken around, and that's going to be a flag. That's a horse collar or a face mask 1.
Exactly right. McDonald is so quick. I'm telling you, he's probably the fastest kid on the field, and he is just so quick. Got around the corner there, picked up about 7 or 8, and then we'll throw it on some more on top, as we'll get either a face mask or a horse collar, one of the two. We'll see what the call is. It was a horse collar tackle, so that'll move it closer to the goal and move it probably inside the 5-yard line for the Bearcats.
Jim, interesting enough, McDonald, his legs move so fast and he turns them out. Dexter has, I think, McDonald, Alford, Farmer, and I know Turnbow all run somewhere in that neighborhood by 4.6 40. Those guys can flat pump it out when they get moving. Howard in the gun now, single back, 4 wide again. Here is Graham. He tries to go up the middle, and not much room there as he's taking it down at about the 5.
Now Dexter has run a tight formation until the last couple plays, and then they've gone 4 out, but we're down at the 3-yard line. Now's the time possibly to sort of put that big package in.
Yeah, stack it right back in there. Stack it tight, and when they stack it tight, they try to run a lot of confusion, much the way Sikeston has moved their offense now, tighten everything up, bunch of misdirection, and try to make it hard for the linebacker to see in.
2nd and goal now from the 4.
Leader, I'm looking for Gadberry on the field, and I do not see him. He's usually, here he is flexed out to the near side, I believe. Look for Gadberry to try to make a play for Sikeston here. Here's Howard. He comes near side, pitches that out to Graham, and that's going to be a loss of 5. And that is Gadberry right on cue, Jim. Luke Gadberry is a player for him, and he makes a fine play there.
Yeah, that play too slow developing for Dexter. If you're going to do that, there's got to be the threat that Howard cuts it back up the middle, and just wasn't there, and it brings up a 3rd and 10 now for the 3rd and goal from the 10.
Well, Sikeston's no slow team in their own right. When you try to run east and west, it gives teams time to catch up to you. Personally, for me, from the 5-yard line, I'm not going to run a stretch play. I'm going to cram it right down your throat right there.
Going to be 3rd and goal from the 9.
Graham, certainly the man who can do it. He's got good size, runs the ball hard. Offer to the bottom of the screen. Here's Howard's fumbled snap, and he just falls on it at the 15. Every opportunity Dexter has had right now, they have just given away.
Levi DeMint comes in to try to, and the field goal unit try to come in and put a field goal to put 3 on the board for Dexter. But you're right, Bobby. Twice now inside the Young Real Estate red zone, Dexter has managed to either penalty or that was a fumbled snap, a low snap and a fumble, a couple losses. So it's going to be DeMint to try about a 31-yard field goal, it looks like. Snap's good.
Kick is up, and that is no good. DeMint misses wide left. Sikeston makes the stand again. At what point? Last weekend we saw Dexter scramble away opportunities to score and really push that game away to expand the lead. And already again this weekend, that is now their 2nd trip inside the red zone and mighty close to scoring. I think both times they had the ball right at the 10-yard line both times. And walk away, no points. Sikeston defense stands again.
They do a nice job, and Dexter could potentially rue those 2 possessions down there. Once inside the 10, about the 9. This last set at about the 4, I believe, on one play, and no points out of it either way.
So Sikeston comes out. That will be Sherrod now in the backfield. A little different look for Sherrod in the backfield. That is number 5, Clark, with his back to his near side. And here's a hand of Sherrod straight up the middle. Dexter tries to take him down, and he just stays on his feet well.
He's going to pick up about 5 there, just straight up the gut. Like you said, he's a big kid, strong legs, and he just managed to follow that offensive line and get a 5-yard pickup.
Sikeston again taking it to the ground attack. They've moved it well so far this game.
Only 1 pass so far for Sikeston. 9:12 to go here in the first half.
Sherrod again, deep back. Hand goes to Sherrod. He tries to bounce that, hit immediately. Couldn't get the number.
Still picked up
could
about
not get
3.
it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who was in there.
That was 53. Caleb got in on that tackle.
But another pickup of about 2 or 3, so it's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 2, a short 3 here for the Bulldogs.
Compliments to Caleb Gott. You know, that was a kid who really didn't hit the radar screen strong last year. He got in the weight room and absolutely worked strong, earned himself a starting spot as Sikeston takes it up the middle. I believe they're going to come up a hair short. Depends on the spot right here.
That was a quarterback sneak straight behind that center, and we'll see where it is at exactly. And
it will be the nose of it, I believe, if they have it. Sikeston's pointing.
Saying they have. The white hat says it's 1st down. So Sikeston with the 1st down.
So it is right there on the 30-yard line marker. 1st down, Sikeston.
I believe that was Gorman that came in the game at that quarterback spot maybe right then. So 1st down for the Bulldogs. They're I think the 4th 1st down of the ball game.
Right now, you see, Sikeston's not necessarily going to be the most exciting offense unless they get a guy broken open, wide open. But, man, they are definitely going to try to wear teams down this year.
Exactly right.
Sherrod, your backfield runner right here. Here is a hand, Sherrod straight forward. Nope, that's a quarterback keeper. Farmer hits initially, taken down. I want to say that's Logan Pullum on the tackle there. I could not see who got him finally.
Weathers was in there as well, I believe, on that tackle for the Bearcats. A pickup of 4, though, for Sikeston. And they're content, Bobby, to pick up 4, 5, 3, and just grind it out, grind the clock out, and grind the sort of the old 3 yards and a cloud of dust kind of thing.
I have not checked the depth right now of the Dexter Bearcats linebackers with Dement and Hero here. Let's see how far they're playing. They're inside a 5-yard line. It's probably 3 to 4 back, so possibility there can't see as well. Here's Sherrod up the middle again. Dexter stacks it up well.
That time a pickup of maybe 2 is all. And, yeah, you're right. The linebackers, nobody's more than about 6, 7 yards off the line of scrimmage for Dexter, so they're really stacking the box there.
There's a man down on the field for Sikeston. Do not have the number yet. We'd like to get that before we go off air. That's number 33, Sherrod. Folks, I never like to stay on air and while players down. We're going to go to a 30-second break. We will be back right after this.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
We are back. Sherrod now walking off under his own power. Hopefully, Jim, nothing more than a breath knocked out of him, hit him in the wrong spot there, but he's up and moving, so good to see for that young man as Sikeston is sitting now in about a 3rd and 4. Ball sits on their own 36-yard line.
Sherrod comes over to the bench. So far, they've not given him his helmet back, so we'll see how that plays out. That sometimes is a telling sign, so we'll see what happens there.
Already, I want to take a moment real quick, say hi to my mom, Barbara Alford. She's watching back at home, watching her son or grandson Nolan play tonight, so glad to have her along. So many more mother-in-law Doris Wilson and Randy Wilson watching as well. Shelby and Dawson watching back home. Glad to have you guys. We have had a ton of texts coming in, folks watching, but glad to have the family watching tonight. And here we are, Dexter sitting in a 3rd and 4 on defense. Here's Sikeston. They're going to come near side, number 15. Had a chance, and Dexter stacks him up well in there. That's Wirtz, Dement, and looks like 15, Ryder Williams in on that.
Yep, 4th and about a yard for the Bulldogs here. And they're going to go for it. They're lining up heavy.
Dexter piped or
It's
stacked
there,
in tight.
and I don't believe he got it, Bobby. I believe he's going to be
The
short.
spot is short. He is short about a yard.
Yes.
Looks like the 39.
Right, not even really close to that first down, I don't believe.
Yeah, the line judge come running in from this side, and there's Denver Stuckey. He's running toward the Dexter sideline and saying it's short.
Yep. So it should be a first down for the Bearcats here, I believe, on a turnover on downs. A little confusion, but that's not even close, Bobby. They had to get to the 40 for the first down, and that's not even really close to that. So the Bearcats of Dexter will take over 1st and 10 at the Sikeston 39. Three times now they've been in the Sikeston side of the field. Dexter needs to put a score on the board.
Defense for both teams right now is winning this contest. Dexter seems to be bouncing or really going between the guard and the tackle. They have shown the focus on trying to expand their passing game a little bit more. Now we're going to have a different look. That's offered to the top of the screen. Graham, your slot receiver. I've almost got to think this may be a run coming from Farmer toward the top of the screen because they've got blockers up top. Here's Farmer. He's got it. He's going to look for it and fumbles a football. That is down. I believe he gets it back. Farmer gets it, but that's going to be at about the 46.5-yard line, so a large loss for Dexter right there.
Second time Dexter's put it on the ground tonight. They've recovered both times, but now brings up a second down and 17. You were right, Bobby. It was going to be Farmer on that sweep to that right side of the field, but got to hold on to the football first.
Big opportunity for Dexter, and now they have backed themselves up 7. It is 2nd and 17. Ball lies at the 46. 7-yard loss. Now offered to the bottom of your screen. McDonald up top. He's a little tighter to the formation. Sikeston does have 2 safeties a little deeper now. They've made the adjustment there. Here's the snap. Howard looks. He surveys the field. He rows far side. He looks again. Long throw over the top toward Alford, and it is incomplete. And that is a good job there for Alford just to get back and try to make a play on that. Dangerous pass from Howard throwing back against your body.
And that was one easy for me to see up here, so I'm going to preface it with that. But that was one that Jackson Howard probably could have taken off and picked up 10 yards or so on the run because there was nobody down that right side. But that's real easy for me to see up here. It's not so easy when you're down the middle of the field. So 3rd and 17. You don't really have that play in your playbook anyplace, Bobby. You just got to try to pick up probably 10 or 12 of it if you can and go for it on 4th down.
Well, and if you complete one here short of the first, you're in no man's land. Dexter's in 2-down territory right here.
Absolutely.
If they complete, if they don't, they may look at a chance to punt on a 3rd and 17. Howard in the gun. He's got Graham behind him. Here's the snap. He looks. He throws over the top. He's got Pullum again, and it is caught. How about that? Logan Pullum off the hands of a Sikeston defender. That is number 11, Aaron Williams, and caught by Pullum. He has been the big yardage man so far for Dexter in the pass game.
Great concentration there by Logan Pullum. It's so easy to, once that ball is tipped, to lose track of it, and the Bearcats are at the 22-yard line of the Sikeston, or inside the 20, the 19, inside the Young Real Estate red zone. Flag waved off. First down for Dexter, and they're inside their Young Real Estate red zone. Once again, 3rd time in there, Bobby. Great job by Pullum there, even though it was a pass thrown into a little coverage, but they got the completion.
Underthrown off the hands and the concentration. I tell you, so far this season, Logan Pullum has caught passes for breakfast, lunch, and supper, and right now even a midnight snack.
Exactly right. He has done a nice job there. He's earning his all-conference title that he had last year.
Bottom of the field wide open down here. Top is covered. Here is Farmer. He's got an inside cut, makes a man miss. Now another. Now he's down to about the 5 and inside the 5, down about the 4-yard line. Dexter on the move and moving it nicely.
Nice cutback there by R.J. Farmer for the Bearcats, a pickup of about 14 on the play. Might mention that we just saw Sherrod come back in on defense, so he's okay. Good to see that.
Well, the gut punch has been thrown by Dexter on the completion off of the deflection, and now they are threatening the inside the 5. It is going to be 1st and 4. Ball sits at the 4.
4:44 to go here in the first half as well. Dexter, as Bobby mentioned, 1st and goal.
For the 3rd time this game, Dexter will threaten. That's offered to the far top. McDonald in her slot. Graham to the left of Howard. Here it is. Howard up the middle himself. He's going to try to get behind a blocker. He does, down to the goal line, and down at the 1 is Howard. Probably maybe just a hair inside the 1 right there.
Yeah, good run there by Jackson Howard. Picked the hole and cut inside to get it down to the 1. Dexter going to try, I think, to try to power it in here to get the score.
We will try to get score updates if you can, Jim. If Dexter scores here in between the kick and the kickoff, we will try to get those to you folks. A couple of good games in the area. Portersville taking on Hayti tonight, I know. St. Vincent and Scott City, that's a big one there. But Dexter trying to go up by score. 0-0 early. 3:53 now left in the second quarter. It's gone by very quickly, Jim.
It really has with all the running going on. Bearcats down to 20 seconds. We got to get a play. They have to get a play. They're going to have to call a timeout, one of the two.
I'm really surprised. They have had a long time to gather thoughts and try. What's to think about this?
I think they're going to take a timeout here, possibly, as they get it down. They're not going to be able to get a play off, obviously. So they'll just take a timeout and go from there.
So Dexter will take a timeout. I'll tell you what, Jim, we're going to take a timeout here. When we come back, we'll try to get the scores. Folks, it is 0-0. About 3:50 left here in the second quarter. We'll be back to Sikeston, Missouri.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Welcome back to Sikeston. Dexter has the ball sitting at the 1-yard line. Jim, I just got a nice text from my friend Dave Ellinghouse. They seem to be sitting out on the back porch enjoying the game tonight. So glad to see him. Also, a big hi to my friend, Mr. Gilbo. I had supper with him last night in the gang for Thursday night. We get together in a group. Glad to have him along tonight as well. As Dexter comes out of that timeout, Jim, have we got any updates showing there?
A couple of scores updated. That's all we've got so far. In the second quarter, Farmington leads Potosi 28-7. And to me, a surprise in the first quarter, Crothersville and Park Hill Central 14-14.
I'm telling you, I am buying on Crothersville this year. Park Hill's struggled a little bit. They're the favorite in Class 3 to win that. They're in Dexter's district. They are definitely the favorite, but they struggled last week early in the game against Sikeston. And now again tonight, Crothersville's putting up a fight. Here's Howard. He's got Farmer behind him, Graham beside him. Here's a hand. It goes Jackson Howard up the middle, and he is touchdown, Dexter.
Jackson Howard with the touchdown run for the Bearcats. A full house backfield there with Jet Graham in there, as well as, you said Farmer, but Jackson keeps it and gets the touchdown.
Well, we talked, and Jim, you and I talked quite a bit during broadcast and what we see in teams and things throughout the week. We talked about Graham. He doesn't mind throwing blocks out there. He gets out in front of pull guards and plays for McDonald and Farmer. Hold is down. Kick is good from Dement, so it's 7-0 Dexter. But Jed Graham really leading the charge there for Howard, trying to bust open a hole there, and Howard just picks which spot he wants to go into.
Yeah, he's a very good blocker from that running back spot. You're exactly right. So 7-0 Dexter here. They get on the board after their third trip into the red zone. They finally punch it in there after sort of a fluke play, Bobby. Really a bounce off of the defender for the Bulldogs and into Logan Pullum's hands for the first down, and the Bearcats took advantage of that.
But and two beautiful defensive stands for Sikeston early on, and they just couldn't keep it going on that one. You know, that stings a little bit right there. When you felt like 3rd and 17, the pass deflected, we're out of this, only to fall into a Bearcat receiver's hands.
Oh, it's hard. You're exactly right. That becomes very difficult.
And now Sikeston, after that happens, they've got to regroup and get focused offensively. It will be a slow march most likely. They've got 3:16 to do it, so plenty of time to break open a couple of runs and get down the field. But
absolutely,
they will need to put something together. Back deep is number 11 for Sikeston. That is Aaron Williams. And in front of him is number 2, Isaiah Jemerson Patterson, and number 12, I believe, 15. 15 is far side. That is Goodwin. Dement to kick it away for Dexter. It is off. That is a ground ball, kind of going to be picked up by Jemerson there. Jemerson Patterson, that is. He crosses up near the 30, past the 30 now. Knocked out. Not knocked out. He is out.
Finally goes out of bounds. A little bit of extracurriculars on the sideline there. Dexter runs off, but it'll be a first down for Sikeston. A good return. The ground ball didn't maybe pay off as well as Coach Jamerson for the Bearcats had hoped for. Be 1st and 10 for Sikeston from the 37 or 38-yard line.
Well, Jim, watch out for Dexter. One thing we saw last week, they struggled tackling on special teams. The only good tackle right now, remember, for Dexter on special teams, offered it earlier in the game, pinned a guy deep. After that, the Bearcats have definitely struggled tackling with that special teams group.
They absolutely have. You're exactly right.
Sikeston, here is Craig. He is in the gun. Looks like Sherrard behind him. Dexter again, bunch of hands on the ground, and that's going to be up the middle. Sherrard, he's got it for a minimal game of, we'll call it 3.
In the middle of that line there, we'll see who gets up. Alfred gets up out of that pile. I saw Weathers in there as well, possibly, and
Caleb Gott
as well, yeah, for the Bearcats. 2nd down and 8. Sikeston trying to play a little up-tempo here with 2:49 to go in the first half, and they trail 7-0.
At some point, with not being able to really throw the football, they've got to pick up tempo and get plays called in and start to try to push this if they feel like they've got a chance. 2nd and 7. Craig trying to get his guys realigned. He's got Sherrard behind him. Here's the snap handed to Sherrard up the middle. Nope, that is Clark. And Clark has a nice run up to midfield now, so it's going to leave it at 2nd and
about 4, I believe, and I believe that Levi DeMint in on the tackle that time, if I saw that correctly.
And I've got to correct myself. I said midfield. I looked at the Bulldog face and thought midfield. That's actually the 45. They've got to get it to just short of the 50. Actually, just short of the 49 is where they have to get the football to here. Here's a snap, goes up the middle to Sherrard. He is stacked up by several Bearcats and breaks free. He is near it. Looks like he's got the first down for Sikeston.
I believe he will. I believe he'll get the first down just by the nose of the football probably.
Clock stops at 1:50 to move the chains.
And once again, Bobby, as we talked about earlier in the ball game, it was a timeout, I believe, called by the Bulldogs here with 1:59 to go in the half.
So I think Sikeston has all 3 timeouts. Good time for one. We're going to catch one as well. We'll be back in 30 here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
We are back. Jim, I noticed you were trying to check scores, and I am trying to catch my breath from coughing.
One updated score is the Kennedy Indians in the 2nd quarter lead the Doniphan Dons 6-0. That's at Doniphan tonight. That's the only other update we've got right now.
So that's 2nd quarter, 6-0.
6-0, yes.
My friend Kevin Rowan. Kevin, if you are watching tonight, can you shoot me a score update maybe of the Portersville Haytide? We cannot get that one to pull up, but I know you can probably get a text out to me. If so, we would sure appreciate it. Here is Sikeston. That is Craig puts a man in motion and a snap, and that's going to be false start for Sikeston.
Yeah, running back jumped there before the snap, so that'll be 5 yards moving back, make it 1st and 15.
So that's moved back. Clock stays at 1:48 now, 2 seconds off the clock on that false start. It's going to stay now 1st and 15. Ball lies at the 43-yard line. First down marker is at the Bearcat 41. Sikeston needs to pick up the tempo, as Jim just mentioned. Clock runs here. Sikeston stays a little tight. That's number 2, Jemerson Patterson to the bottom of the screen. Here comes the play. It is pitched outside here, number 15. Dexter pursues well and has him stacked up for a big loss. That is number 10, Levi DeMint, the lead tackler for Dexter. Jim, nice game last weekend for DeMint, and he follows it up with a ginormous play now as the clock's going to tick down probably by the time it's snapped under a minute.
Yeah, DeMint last week with 5 tackles and an interception, and then a nice read there. He was also helped by R.J. Farmer on that tackle.
I think if you're Sikeston, take this down as low as you can get it and go into the half, only down 7-0 unless you can break one open here.
Yep, I agree.
Craig's going to be ready for the snap. He's got it. He looks to throw. Dexter bringing pressure now. Craig throws one deep, and it is incomplete. Had their chance. And that play was going to go for a big yardage, and if he could have cut upfield for a touchdown possibly. So now Sikeston puts themselves in a tough situation. It is 3rd and 19, 52 seconds. Jim, the worst thing for Sikeston, that stops the clock now if they want to just skate out of this thing.
Exactly right. Yeah, that was a wide open pass there. Sikeston's going to call a timeout and discuss it with 52 seconds left on the 3rd and 19.
So that is Sikeston's second timeout. We're going to keep that here, Ben. The situation's setting up. 52 seconds. It's 3rd and 19. Dexter, I believe, has I know of 2, and I can't tell if that's a third timeout up there.
I think they've got 2. I think they took 1 on the goal line a while ago.
So correct. So they've got 2 left. So if Sikeston does not convert, and I imagine they're probably going to put the football on the ground here to make it 4th down and make Dexter use a timeout, stop the clock. If I'm Dexter, I'm thinking I'm probably coming after the football right here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. You got to tell your corners and your safeties here, don't get beat long. Even if you get beat for a 15-yard gain or even 19, okay, just don't give up the big play.
But and like I said, I think Sikeston would prefer to make Dexter use a timeout. That way they only have 1 left if they get the football back. And if Sikeston does not convert on 3rd and 19, Dexter surely will.
Right.
2 wideouts for Sikeston. I can't tell the numbers on the bottom of the screen here. They've got, I believe, Jemerson Patterson up top. Here is the play. Craig looks to pass. He throws a deep ball. Dexter has coverage, but nobody looks up, and there's a flag.
There's a flag. Good call.
He never looked back at the play.
Right. That was a good call.
I do not believe that is a spot foul in high school.
No,
it should only be 15 yards, but it's going to be an automatic first down.
Right. Yes. No, it won't be it's not a spot foul in high school.
Well, they've got it marked as a spot foul to 30.
But that can't be right. It's a 15-yard penalty in high school unless they changed the rule this year, which maybe they did.
So now that sets Sikeston up in a very good spot.
Well,
and I'm a little surprised on a deep ball, you don't have 2 safeties back sitting in double coverage if you throw a deep ball right there.
Right, exactly right.
I mean, you never want to go one-on-one down the field. And Wirtz was never able to get his head turned toward the football. So
I'm confused. Pass interference declined, he said, but that can't be the case. I don't think this is. They're still trying to sort this out exactly.
Yeah, I didn't think the reception was made.
Coach Jemerson's asking the same thing over there, I think. What's going on? The reception was not made. That's exactly right. So they'll move it back.
They're going to move it back. 15 yards should be a first down.
Exactly right.
That changes the picture now.
Right.
In a great deal.
So no, take it all the way back to the line of scrimmage. There we go. So the 15 yards. I don't know if that's an automatic first down or not in high school. That's
yes, on a pass interference, that's going to be an automatic first, I believe.
So they'll get the plays back.
And the reason being, had he not interfered,
sure.
You can't tell if it's going to be a first down. It's automatic.
Right. So they'll be at the 40. The Bulldogs will be at the Bearcat 45-yard line with 46 seconds to go here in the half.
I'm looking, but they have still got that 3rd down.
They do. You're right. Makes it 3rd and 4. I always thought in high school that it was not an automatic first down, but we'll see.
Well, we stand corrected again. We're not the rules officials.
Right.
They are, so we'll just call it up here.
We need a Lloyd Rice right here.
3rd and 13 is what it's marked. It's not there. Here's a snap to Sikeston, and they just don't get it off. Offered a nice play coming from around the edge and gets his hand on the man, takes him down. No gain on the play.
Also in on that tackle, Parker King, I believe, for the Bearcats. But, yeah, a little fumbled snap there by the quarterback and just tried to make something happen. Couldn't, and we'll have a timeout called by Sikeston. That'll be their last one with 35 seconds to go here in the half.
Jim, as they take a timeout, we're going to take one as well. We will be back in 1 minute here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
Entrusting us with your health care is one of the greatest compliments our patients and the community give us.
Thank you, Dr. McFerrin and the entire team at Southeast Health for getting me back on track.
Thank you, Eric, for placing your trust in our dedicated team. At Southeast Health, we have so many reasons to be grateful to our community and the patients who have chosen to place their trust in us. Southeast Health, always by your side.
We are back. Sikeston has the football now. 4th and 4, 35 seconds to go in the second quarter. Dexter leads this football game 7-0. Jim, we talked about him last weekend, but he's really starting to shine here tonight on defense. Nolan Alford, he's been all over the field so far. Several tackles in this one already off that strong side linebacker spot.
Absolutely right. A little interesting here that you wouldn't punt the football because if you don't pick up the first down, Dexter gets it back in a good spot. Trez Clark,
that's a first down by Clark, and he's got more down to the 30-yard line.
Who was that? That's his farmer down there who makes the tackle. No timeouts left for Sikeston.
Sikeston's in a hurry up now. They're trying to push 29 seconds. It's going to wind, and here we go live and spiked. So that'll make it 2nd and 10. The ball lies at the 30-yard line. 27 seconds left in the second quarter. So Dexter had a situation, I believe, with 3rd and 17, 52 seconds left, and had a chance to get this football back.
Right.
Gave up the penalty right there. And now Sikeston pulls a big play to Trez Clark, and now they find themselves sitting at the 30-yard line, 27 seconds left, no timeouts.
They have to throw the ball pretty much, you would think, with 2nd and 10 now.
Here is the snap. Here's Craig. He looks, throws it deep. He's got a man wide open and incomplete, just overthrown him.
Good coverage out there by, I believe that was Turnbow out there on the coverage.
And actually, he was beat on the play by Jemerson Patterson. He had him, had that play throw him to the inside. That's a touchdown. Instead, it went to the outside.
Right.
Jemerson played inside for the pass and incomplete.
3rd down and 10 now with 21 seconds to go in the half.
Dexter right now, Jim, if the safeties stay where they are from Dexter, I would be floored. There's no way your safeties can stay this close on 3rd and 10, 21 seconds left.
Right, you just want to make a tackle short of the goal line right now. That's your big play. You're
play
exactly
them deep.
right.
And they're too shallow. They're in way too shallow right now. Somebody's got to be over the top.
Only 7 yards deep for the safeties.
Dexter 4 on the ground. Alford comes as well. Here's a blitz up the middle, and Alford, no, that's Gott just missed his man. Pass is and picked off. That is Ryder Williams again. He's got it now up to the 15 and down. Ryder Williams with his 4th interception on the season for the Dexter Bearcats. The clock is stopped at 10 seconds.
And
look at Coach Jamerson.
The ball off of the people's hands have bounced Dexter's way, no question tonight. A completion down here earlier, that off of the receiver's hands into Ryder Williams' hands for the interception. And the Bearcats from Dexter dodge a bullet and get the ball 1st down. I would assume you would take a knee right here, probably. You might try to throw it long, but I would guess you would take a knee and go to the locker room up 7-0.
If I'm throwing it long, I'll make sure I get it out of my hands. Do not take the sack and throw it deep. 10 seconds left. It looks like they're in a tight formation. No wide receiver. They're just going to take this a knee into the half.
Yep, absolutely right.
So a very good performance by Dexter here in the first half. They will go into the locker room up 7-0. Jim, Sikeston's trying to make some charges. They have pulled out some good runs. I'm telling you, it looks like their vantage point, they're going to try to push this ball down the field again and sneak in a couple of passes. But Sikeston made a good run right there at the end zone and come up short, as that will take us to the half. Yep. It's Dexter 7, Sikeston 0. We will be back on air in maybe about 20 minutes. We'll try to get you guys some stats and score updates. But in the meantime, enjoy the halftime, folks.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 pop. Woo!
If Borland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up and coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Entrusting us with your health care is one of the greatest compliments our patients and the community give us.
Thank you, Dr. McFerrin and the entire team at Southeast Health for getting me back on track.
Thank you, Eric, for placing your trust in our dedicated team. At Southeast Health, we have so many reasons to be grateful to our community and the patients who have chosen to place their trust in us. Southeast Health, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 pop.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 pop.
If more than not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up-and-coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagro 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
When we look, we listen. When we evaluate, we understand. We get you to the right number without treating you like one. At Southeast Primary Care, we know your relationship with your doctor is one of the keys to get you better and keep you well. Our network of providers connects you to the brightest minds and latest technologies. It's a healthy relationship. Southeast Primary Care, always by your side.
We are back live here at Sikeston, Missouri on the Aycorp Media Networks. That's Bobby Alford and Jim Riker. Jim, in this first half, first downs for each team, the Dexter Bearcats had 8, Sikeston Bulldogs 7. 4 of those on the rushing for the Bearcats, 5 of them for the Bulldogs. Passing, Dexter had 3 first downs on passing and none for the Bulldogs. Penalties in the game, Dexter has 1 and Sikeston 2. Dexter's big one they had right before the half there on the pass interference call that went for 15. In the game, rush attempts, Dexter has ran it for 17 times for a total of 66 yards. Lost 18 on that, total net yards, 48 on the ground. Sikeston 24 rushes, 102 yards, 8 yards lost and 94 yards on the ground. So Sikeston outgaining Dexter right now on the ground. And for the Bearcats passing attempts, they are 3 of 7 for 75 yards. A lot of that big chunk right there going to Logan Pullums, I believe, on 2 plays, and Alford had 1 as well for a first down. For Sikeston, they are 0 of 5 in the game with 1 interception, Dexter with none. Total offensive plays, Dexter 24 plays for 123 yards of offense, averaging 5.1 per play. Sikeston has ran 29 plays, 94 yards on that for 3.2 per play. And really nothing there else. Dexter did have the interception by Ryder Williams to close out the first half there as he made that. And, Jim, I believe you were going to bring us into some individual stats here.
Yeah, some individual stats. We'll start with the Sikeston Bulldogs. Sherrod, 10 carries for 33 yards. Trez Clark, 7 carries for 56 yards. He had a long of 20. Caden Craig, 4 carries for 6 yards. Jarius Goodwin had 2 carries for -1, and Kane Atkin, 1 carry for no yards. Craig 0 for 5 passing the football with 1 interception. 1 punt for Sikeston, Bo Riddle with a 31-yard punt. For the Bearcats from Dexter, Lee Michael McDonald, 5 attempts, 19 yards carrying. R.J. Farmer, 4 for 16. Jet Graham, 4 for 5. Jackson Howard, 3 for -1, but he has the 1 touchdown tonight, a 1-yard touchdown run. Devin Turnbull, 1 for 9. Jackson Howard, 3 of 7 passing, 75 yards, the long of 38. Logan Pullum with 2 catches for 65, and Nolan Alford with a catch for 1. No punts for the Bearcats so far. So 1 turnover in the ball game, or 2 turnovers in the ball game, a fumble by Sikeston and an interception that Dexter recovered. Some defensive stats as best I've got them, and I don't have great ones, but Landon Weathers has 6 tackles. Nolan Alford with 4, Levi DeMint with 4, Caleb Gott with 4, Havorovich with 3, and Farmer with 3 for the Bearcats. For Sikeston, we've got Goodman with 4, Gadberry with 3, and Aaron Williams with 2. And Bobby, really, it's come down to it's just been a defensive contest. When you look at the number of total yards, 123 to 94. That's not very many yards for either team, really.
And I think Dexter has had breaks fall their way. The pass to Pullum he pulled in that was tipped into his hands. The interception off the Sikeston player into Ryder Williams' hands. Definitely the breaks have failed Dexter's way. Dexter has seemed to control the flow of the game, and I think it's just those 2 big plays, Jim, that really makes it seem like it's been Dexter's favor. But you look at the stats, you look at the scoreboard, this is a lot tighter game. I thought coming into this game that this would be a lot closer game than it should be. I thought Dexter was favored heavily in this and should have won it, but I just felt like something about Sikeston and Dexter, and Sikeston always plays that tight and close, and it's played out that way. As Dexter will receive the kick here as we get ready to start this second half, as they deferred in the first half. Now, and Jim, by the way, folks at home, we read those defensive stats. I'm going to tell you, our guy Brett Dorton down there, he is doing his best. It is extremely hard to see when everything is piled up in the middle. So either way, for folks of either team right there, don't get upset if we read them wrong, because I'm telling you, it's hard to see at the bottom of that pile.
And he's got no spotter as well, so he's doing that. Not only is he trying to spot, he's also trying to get him into the software and everything else. So, yeah, it's not easy. Now, I got a question for you, Bobby. If you're Sikeston, you've not moved the ball very well, you had a little momentum at the end of the first half, don't know what their kicking game's like, would you consider an onside kick here to start the half?
Well, you can, but, Dexter's been able to move the football some, and they've just kind of stalled out drive. Sikeston's had trouble getting momentum. You definitely don't want to get Dexter a chance to go up 14-0 here. I think I'm going to kick it deep and play the defensive side of things and see if I can stop them. Dexter has McDonald, and I believe that is Farmer back deep. They have pulled now everyone else up tight just in case of what you talked about there with the onside kick.
I think we're waiting for a 3-minute clock to click down here. So let me give you some scores while we're waiting here, Bobby. Hillsboro leads Cape Central 2014 in the first. Kennett 28-0 at halftime over Donovan. Farmington 31-7 over Potosi at the half. Perryville 6-0 lead in the second quarter over Windsor. No score yet from the Dramatides Prairie game. Park Hill Central has opened it up in the second quarter, 41-14 over Crothersville. Jackson leads Francis Howell 7-0. And
that's the game, actually, Francis Howell, I believe, was favored in that game over Jackson.
Yes, early game. I think they had some issues at Francis Howell School today maybe, and that game didn't start till 8, so it's just underway good. But so lots of football going around the area. Some of those scores, we don't have any scores reported yet, so we don't have that. So we're waiting, as we said. We got to get down to that full time. I think we're now about ready to get ready to start here in the second half. And
well, it looks like the three officials on the far side of the field still gathered up, so no look right now of getting started back. I'm not 100% sure. Clock is stopped, set it on 12, so I mean they're ready to go from a clock standpoint.
I think you have to technically run that full 3 minutes out of warm-up time before you can start the second half, and maybe that's what they were waiting for. I don't know, but we're set to go now.
Football is on the field and getting ready to be teed up here. That will be Gadberry kicking it off for Sikeston. Again, that is McDonald and Farmer deep for Dexter. They will stand at about their 10-yard line.
He tees it from the right hash, so very tight formation on this side of their coverage, much looser on the other side.
Dexter has Pullum sitting midfield at about the 35, and it is Turnbow at the 30, expecting maybe a kick to come to the bottom of the screen. Gadberry comes up the ball. He's going to kick it. He does. It's up the middle, and it is going to be fielded by McDonald at the 15. Now he's up past the 20 to the 30. Makes a man miss, and up past the 35 to about the 37-yard line. That is where the Dexter Bearcats will take over.
Tackle there looks like by number 55, and that is Sam Pulley Jr. for the Bulldogs. Dexter will take over there, and McDonald really got a good break. That ball bounced right to him. You never know with the football when it's bouncing like that, but he did a good job. Got to take on the run, and Dexter has it 1st and 10.
Well, Jim, I do see Ethan Glaus on the field. I believe he is in at center right now, and I believe Zach Billingsley is the center usually. He is not in right now. That is Glaus checked in on offense. Everything else looks to be the same. Offered at the bottom of your screen, McDonald at the top there, and then that's Farmer rounding out the tee. It's a hand to Graham. He gets up the middle. Maybe that's going to be if he gets a yard.
Yeah, good defensive stand there by the middle of that defensive line for the Bulldog. Gadberry in there for one, I believe.
We talked about this last week. Graham hopped right there. Instead of trying to go straight forward, once you hop, you lose all leverage forward. Hop, they stand him up and knock him backwards. Stay forward so you can just at least fall forward for 1 yard. Instead, it's no gain for the Bearcats. 2nd and 10 now. Offer to fly high to the top of the screen. McDonald in the slot. Farmer tucked tight to the offensive line. Everything into the top of the screen. Here's Howard. He looks quick. That is outside. Offered makes the catch in traffic. He's got a blocker there. Makes another man miss. And back to the original line of scrimmage. That is well played by Sikeston. That was an extremely tough catch for Alford to make.
Tough catch and almost an interception there. Sikeston read that well and Alford cut it back to they forced him back to the middle of the field to pick up only 1, so it brings up a 3rd down and 9.
So Sikeston now has picked it up on the defensive side of the football. They've got Dexter sitting at their own 39. That was a pickup of 1 yard for Alford. So third, still called 3rd and 9, so it's a 3rd and short 9. That is Graham in the pistol formation. Dexter back to the same formation with the receivers. Here's Howard. He looks to pass. He's got a man. He's going to go deep. That is McDonald, and that is caught by Dexter. Big first down.
It is Lee Michael
McDonald. No, that is not. That is R.J. Farmer out there. It's so hard to tell. They're about the same size. Both of them very skinny figures, and that is Farmer. Generally not the guy you see targeted a whole lot out of the passing game, but that play was wrapped around. Alford cuts same pass formation like he's going to catch that again as we saw last play, and Farmer just slips and goes deep on that.
Good pass too by Howard. Throws it, hits him right in the hands, a long pass, and the Bearcats in business here at the Sikeston 34.
Alford out now. That is Houston Neely. First time we've seen him tonight, to the bottom of the screen for the Bearcats. Here's McDonald in motion, and going to be a false start against Dexter.
5th penalty on the night for Dexter, and last week I think they had a 10 or 11 or something. And those those really hurt them in the first half of this ball game down in the red zone. They had 2 penalties down there when they were deep that cost them opportunities to score.
So that will be now. Ball sits at the, going to be walked off from the 39 for 5. So that will sit at the 44-yard line. No, it's moved to the 39 now, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Ball on the 39, 1st and 15 for the Bearcats. Clock will tick under 10 minutes as the ball is snapped. So that is, again, Neely to the bottom of the screen. McDonald now flanks out high to the top. Farmer tight to the formation, and Graham in the backfield. Here's the play. Howard has it. He looks, surveys. He goes over the middle of the, or deep down the sideline to Neely, and that is no pass interference, but he was all over the legs of Neely.
Yeah, that one,
I don't want to question the call, but boy, that sure looked like pass interference from here.
It looked like it was, there was some contact there, as you said, especially in the legs there, but no call. But the defensive back, I believe, did have his head turned back a little bit, so that certainly helped his case, and it'll bring up 2nd and 15. Bearcats feel like, apparently, Dexter feels like they can exploit that long pass. We've seen a couple of those now here in this half.
Yeah, a lot more pass attempts this week. It's good to see Coach Jameson open it up a little bit more on the playbook, because last week it seemed he was very conservative to the run the first half. Really looking to make plays in the air this week. Howard, he has it now. He's going to roll near side looking for a play. He's going to throw that deep over the middle to Neely, and it is incomplete. That was going to be completed inside the 5 had it been caught. So now 3rd and 15.
3rd and 15, another good pass there, just knocked away at the last second. I believe that was number 11, who was Aaron Williams back there as a D-back, doing a good job of coverage. And Sikeston's done a nice job defensively in coverage, the long pass coverage all night.
Alford checks back in for Neely now. Dexter in a 3rd and 15 situation. Ball at the 39. They need to get it to around the 20, I believe.
Yeah, that's about right, I believe. Maybe the 24 or so to get a first down.
24 would be correct. Great math, Jim.
Thank you.
Here's Howard. That's Alford in motion. Hand goes to Alford. He's going to stop. He's looking for a throw. It's deep to McDonald. Underthrown and picked off. That is picked and downed at about the 15-yard line.
But there was a flag down the play before the play started, I think. I think we'll have a procedure call maybe before the play. We'll see what the referees say here.
Well, if it's a procedure false start, that play will never happen, and it's going to be a false start.
So that will decline.
Well, I'm really.
I thought you stopped the play if it was a false start.
So yeah, false start should that happens before the ball is snapped.
Right.
I'm surprised in the call on that.
Right.
Again, we're not the refs and officials on this. So, but for Dexter, if it's going to be 4th and very long here, 3rd and very long, it's not a bad situation for a punt. They sit right here. Sikeston, I think, has it at the 16, 17-yard line, maybe.
Right. Yeah, it's no different than probably a punt would have been. You're exactly right. So Sikeston will take over there. First time this half, 9:28 to go in the 3rd. They trail 7-0. They have it on their own 16.
So Dexter now will need to dial up the defense, and Sikeston back big offensive line, and that is going to be Sherrod. And they break huddle with 12 guys in the huddle and could not get a guy off.
So that's an illegal substitution, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. And that's got to drive your coach crazy coming out of halftime, I would think.
Well, and a lot of times you probably know what you want to start, run, first play, and a tough substitution there for Sikeston.
I'll throw this out. Just got a text from Luke Carter, Bobby. East Prairie up on New Madrid County 32-30.
That is a surprise.
That's
East Prairie must have something going this year. They've already surprised us once this year, beating Charleston. Now up on New Madrid. They were heavy favorites coming in. Here is the fake hand. That is Craig. Keeps it, I believe, himself. A lot of Bearcats cannot bring him down. Farmer finally brings him down from behind. That is right at first down yardage. I believe a pickup of 9 for Sikeston, and their quarterback, Craig, gets it.
So that was a halftime score, by the way. Yeah, it's pickup of about 10 or 11 there, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down now and 2. They had 1st and 15, now 2nd and 2. And so far, the momentum in the second half has really gone to Sikeston here.
Yeah, Sikeston, nice defense. A couple of plays there, almost had him a pick 6 possibly, and now sitting in good place in 2nd down and short. That is going to be Craig up the middle again, and the Bearcats cannot bring him down. He is broken open to the 39-yard line now.
I don't believe that's Craig. I believe that was
22.
Keen Atkins, I believe, a sophomore.
So Atkins comes in.
Wildcat formation.
Little bit different formation. Craig moved from the quarterback spot. Now he is back in there. I see number 3, Craig, now getting his team rallied around. And Craig is not at the quarterback. He's flexed out as a receiver.
Atkins at the quarterback spot.
Here's a play. Atkins again has it. Tries to bounce that outside. Looks for Lane. Has it. Bounces again. And still on his feet. Dexter needs to come up and make the play. They don't. Atkins now to the 40. Now breaks it inside the 40 to the 35. And Sikeston is in business.
Turnbow with the tackle there. And this Wildcat formation has bothered the Bearcats drastically here. I think and going to bring up a 1st and 10, but the good job by Coach Pulley and the Sikeston coaching staff to make some changes at halftime. They've come out and got a drive going on.
Well, right here, why go to anybody else but Atkins right now? He has ran 2 nice plays in a row, got Dexter on their heels. And Dexter has to respect Clark and Sherrard when they're in the game, and both are. Clark has his back to us. He's number 5, and that is Sherrard next to Atkins. Here's the play. Atkins comes near side, and nice play there. Who is that coming up? That is number 26, Christian Works on the tackle. He got the shoelace there, Jim.
Yeah, Works with a nice job there from his corner position. Came in and made the tackle, bring up 2nd down and about 8 or so.
The Bearcats finally put a saddle on Atkins and slow him.
All the motion went the opposite way that time for Sikeston, yet Atkins came back to the short side of the field, and a nice tackle there by Wirtz, so 2nd and 7.
Sikeston has the crowd buzzing here. Atkins again, he's got Sherrard to his right, man in motion, and that's a fumble. That is Atkins, he's looking for anywhere, and Dexter's going to wrap him up and for a big loss.
Yeah, that time the snap actually hit the running back that was in motion and went to the ground, and when that happens, that throws the timing off the play, needless to say. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and about 12 yards to go for the Bulldogs. Back at the 35. So now do you continue to run the football, Bobby? With you're sort of in 4-down territory, trailing by 7.
And I think so. I think Atkins, again, is probably going to get the call. Try to get at least half of it back, and then you've got a chance for a 1st down maybe. Here's Atkins. He's going to keep it, bring it near side. He's got a lane, cuts it up, and gets to the 30-yard line, so gets close to what I said, half of that back.
Weathers in there on the tackle for the Bearcats that time.
So it looks like a 4th and 7 now for Sikeston.
From the 30. Big play, even though it's early in the 3rd quarter, 6:23 to go here in the 3rd, but a big play in this ball game right now.
Notably offered out right now. He had a large first half on the defensive side of the football. Connor Hill in his spot at the strong side backer position.
Dexter looking to run all the way pretty much here. Single coverage on top.
And that's going to be a false start, Sikeston. Boy, shooting yourself in the foot. Now it's going to take it back 5. So instead of a 4th and 7, going to be a 4th and 12.
Sikeston, well, both teams have done that a little bit tonight. We've seen very inopportune times for penalties tonight for both of these teams. So as Bobby said, 4th and about 12 now to go.
Large opportunity for Dexter to take advantage of that miscue there. Clock's going to tick under 6 minutes now, down to the 5:50 area. Sikeston set, puts a man in motion, and another false start.
Well, they're pointing to the offensive guys pointing to Dexter, but I don't think you can. That's going to be procedure. The defense can jump around all they want to. The offense can't, of course. Once they're set.
As long as he don't lunge toward a player across that line or touch an offensive player, they're not going to call that on the defense.
Absolutely. So it's now 4th and 17 or so from the 40-yard line.
Dexter needs to keep a man back over the top. Nobody set there as of yet. That is now Craig back at the quarterback position.
Have to assume you might see the ball in the air here.
Yeah, Craig quarterbacking. Now Sikeston is set, man in motion. Here's Craig, fakes it, that goes to Clark. He's got a lane, and he is upfield and taken down. Number 44, Jason Hervorovich on the tackle at the 30-yard line. And is where the Bearcats will take over.
That's the thing. Dexter's fine with that, Bobby. It's okay to give up that 10 yards right there because it's a turnover on downs, and Dexter will take the ball over 1st and 10 from their own 30.
So Dexter's got it. Looks like a timeout on the field. The officials, we will take one as well. We will be back in 30 here on the Aycorp Media Networks.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We are teachers.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
We are back in Sikeston. A quick thank you, Jim, to our sponsors. First State Bank, I believe that was correct.
First State Community Bank.
First State Community Bank sponsors tonight's game, and we are set. Dexter has it first and 10. Jim, I believe you have a few scores for us.
I do. East Prairie at halftime, 32-30 over New Madrid County. Park Hill Central in the second quarter, 49-20 over Crothersville right now. You had a Portageville score for us there, Bobby.
38-0 at the half. Over Hayti.
Kennett 28-0 at the half over Donovan. Hillsboro 20-14 over Cape Central at the half.
Here's Howard. He's in the gun. He hands that to Farmer going far side. Makes a man miss and up for about a gain of 1. Sikeston has really improved things on the defensive side of the football right now.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, really the whole ball game against the run in particular. They've done a very nice job, took the run away from the Bearcats. They ran the ball so well last week, 300, I think, yards on the ground or so, close to that. And tonight, nowhere near that, probably not at 100 yet.
Yeah, the improvements from the first half to the second half defensively, Sikeston, even on some of the pass plays, better coverage, playing with their heads up and sending that football. Offered now bottom side of the screen. That is Farmer tucked to the line, near side, McDonald to the top. Here's the snap. Howard, he looks. It's going to be a design quarterback run up the field for about 2 yards, maybe 3. We're going to call it 2, so that's going to put it in a 3rd and 6 opportunity for Dexter. Ball will lie at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Howard, as you said, for 2 there, the middle of that defensive line for Sikeston with the tackle. They'll bring up a 3rd and 6 and pretty much a passing situation again for the Bearcats. You'd almost wonder if you might see a screen or something like that, Bobby, in this situation, just to try to
remember the beautiful play last week, the fake handoff to Alford. He runs out, gets out in front, the pass out to McDonald, and they got it upfield.
Yep.
That could not set up that design here. Alford's way down to the bottom of the screen. One-on-one coverage right here. He's got a cushion. Here's McDonald coming near side and nowhere to go. And he breaks loose. Look at McDonald now to the 50, and he is down inside the or not to the 50. I'm sorry, the 45 got me again. He is down at the 48-yard line of Dexter. So first down. McDonald made that happen all by himself.
He really did. He was caught in the backfield, really, or maybe a 1 or 2 yard game, and just put a little move on. And once he gets outside, he's got that speed that when he gets outside, he's hard to catch.
Well, McDonald is slippery when wet, and he has been soaked tonight as he is running on that field.
That was a nice run that time.
Dexter reflects out now, offered high to the top of the screen, then pull him. McDonald closest to the line. That is Farmer at the bottom, tucked near the line. Farmer in motion. That is a hand to Farmer. He cuts back inside and pushes for his own block and gets up about 4 yards on a play. We'll call it 5.
Yeah, good job that time. The Bearcats are trying to, Coach Emerson and the Bearcat offense, trying to spread that defense out a little bit. 3 wide that time to try to give the running backs a little more room in up the middle there, and it worked that time with a pickup of about 5 for R.J. Farmer.
And you say spreading it out, so everyone knows, if you know Coach Jamerson, he is a wing T formation type guy. He is given a 3-wide look now, a 4-wide look. He's standing in a wing T. He's trying to change looks so much on Sikeston, a little bit of confusion of what the defense should do and never let him get in a rhythm.
And that's a great job by the coaching staff to make those adjustments.
Now empty backfield as we talk about different formations. That's Alford, then that is Farmer in motion there. Farmer's going to try to get away, and he does from 1. Upfield now, and first down yardage for Farmer, taken down, I think, by number 83 for Sikeston, if I am correct.
That would be Bo Riddle.
So, I would assume that Riddle is usually in on the action.
A nice, once again, 4 wideouts out there. So you've got 4 guys blocking for Farmers. He cuts it back upfield. Once he makes the initial guy miss, that comes across the linebacker that comes across, he makes him miss. Then it's got some blockers downfield to get the first down.
And spreading that coverage, a lot of times you're thinking mismatches on smaller guys out there having to take on blocks. or maybe even getting a linebacker that does not have the speed of, say, a defensive back, spread him out where you can open up the field for Dexter.
And at some point, you also might fake that handoff, and then somebody rolls downfield.
Dexter's got to hurry. Play clock down now to 2-1, and barely get it off. McDonald's got it. He's going to try to make a man miss. He does. Cut back again. Another man misses. Now another man misses. Now he's down to the 30. Another, and cuts back into the field down at the 22-yard line. Jim, I was pointing as you was finishing, looking at the clock. I didn't think Dexter would get it off, and they just got that off with 1 second.
They did get it off with 1 second, and I didn't think that was McDonald running the football, correct?
Yes, McDonald.
Yeah, I was surprised he was able to get around the corner, but he did once again. And it's 1st and 10 for Dexter with 1:29 to go here in the half, and we're going to have a timeout. Sikeston to try to regroup with 1:29 to go here in the third.
What we're going to do, we're going to get a 30-second break in and come back here and look at what Dexter has. They've got it 1st and 10, ball on the 41-29 left in the first. We'll be back in 30. Welcome back. Jim, you know, I said it was the first, but actually third quarter, 1:29 left. Dexter's charging up 7-0. What a opportunity. You're already up 7. If you can punch this in, make it 14-0. Sikeston has not shown they can finish drives yet. That would be really big for Dexter.
Well, it would, certainly, and it would possibly change Sikeston's offensive strategy where they have to throw the football maybe a little more than they would like. But the Bearcats have not shown. They've only punched it in once down in this side of the field all night, and they've been down here 4 different times. So a big offensive series for the Bearcats to get some consistency.
Dexter has offered all alone up at the top of the field there. This is the setup, Jim. A quick 2-step up and a slant, and they've probably got a touchdown. There's Farmer in motion. That is a hand to Graham. He is going to be stacked up for maybe a gain of 2 on the play down to the 20-yard line.
To the 20, that's exactly right. The fake to Farmer there, and then the hand to Graham. And I still say at some point during the course of the season, the Dexter Bearcat fans will see a fake there to Farmer or to McDonald and something down the field to one of those wide receivers and suck that in, so suck that defensive end a little bit. You know?
And I'm really surprised. So you've got it 1st and 10. You're in a golden situation. The ball is all the way toward the left hash. There was a ton of green to work with. If you don't complete it, now it's 2nd and 10. I'm surprised they didn't give a look there. Here is Howard. He goes up the middle to Graham. He busts that forward down to the 15-yard line. That is when Jet Graham is at his best, when he is running straight forward and hard.
You're right. He runs really hard, and when he runs hard like that, he usually makes people pay the price. That's going to bring up a 3rd down, about 3. I did notice Trez Clark over here for Sikeston sort of limped off the field earlier and was hobbled a little bit, so we'll see if he's back out there once Sikeston gets the football back.
Something to discuss at Graham, one of the largest squatters on the football team. I mean, he can
some
push
thighs,
it.
I'm telling you. You're exactly right.
Dexter now, they have offered to the bottom of the screen. Nobody at the top. A lot of green grass there for Farmer to work with if he goes in motion. Graham in the backfield. Here's McDonald in motion. Fake hand. That's going to be Howard outside, and no penalty right there on Graham. So Howard stiff arms. Nice play by Jackson Howard. Howard just gave a strong stiff arm, and he is down inside the 5. We're going to call him out near the 4, I believe.
Yeah, 1st and goal there. I was looking to see if there was a flag on the play. There was not. So it's the end of the 3rd quarter, and it's Dexter 7 inside the Young Real Estate red zone. And Sikeston, the Bulldogs, nothing as we head to the 4th, Bobby. We'll take a 30-second break here, and we'll be back with the 4th quarter of this game. You're watching high school football on the Aycorp Sports Network.
are back. Jim, I see you working on the score stream over there. What have you got for us?
Francis Howell and Jackson 7-7 in the first quarter. Scott City leads St. Vincent's 8-7 in the first. Last score we have. Hillsboro still up at halftime, 24-14 over Cape Central. Kennett 28-0 at the half over Donovan. Chaffee, of course, beat Charleston last night, 14-12. Farmington 38-7 in the third quarter. 32-30 still East Prairie over New Madrid County at the half. Perryville 6-0 up. Park Hill Central in the second quarter, 56-26 over Crothersville. So those are the scores we have right now.
It is 7-0 here. Dexter in favor. They got the football now. 1st and 4 from the 4. In the shotgun formation, pistol that is. Graham behind Howard. As McDonald in motion, going to be a hand to McDonald. He tries to bounce way outside and stays on his feet somehow, and there's a flag. I'm sure that's going to be a face mask coming in.
I believe that's right. Yeah, I believe that had to be a face mask. No offensive player out there to hold.
So that will take them to a 1st and 2, half the distance of the goal. So 1st and goal from the 2.
You know, the Bearcats are moving back like maybe, well, we'll see here. I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of that wide-out sweep like that when you're down the 4-yard line. You just got to.
You've got 4 chances to punch that in,
right,
and you're running stretch plays. I don't like to play either, Jim. I agree. We saw it last week, right before the half. They ran 2 of them, and for me, I just felt like it's probably a mismanagement of there, and that is evidently what it was. That ball is still the 2-yard line.
Yes, I would really like to see them punch up. Now they go with a little more of well, not really a full house, still the wings, and that's okay.
Still a wing, which is fine. Alfred, the only man flexed out. This needs to go to Graham, and it does. Up the middle, and he's down to the 1.
Nope, just short. Oh, they get
then it's touchdown. Near side calls touchdown. Yeah. So Bearcats go up by 2 scores now. Jet Graham punches it in. Jim, both scores tonight for Dexter, 1-yard touchdown runs.
Yep, 1-yard touchdown runs, and that's okay. It was a nice little drive by the Bearcats down the field. Get the score, and a big run by Lee Michael McDonald to keep the drive alive earlier on a 3rd down. That was a big one.
Well, if I'm Graham there and I didn't get the call for the touchdown run, my feelings were hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, you're the big guy who's expected to pound it through. Yep. And that's going to be a fumbled snap.
Ryder
and
Williams
now Williams looks. He throws that into the end zone, and it's caught. Houston Neely breaks free and hauls in the pass.
Flag down on the play, so we'll see what that is on it.
Very deep flag, too. That flag lies at about the 16-yard line. That's going to be a personal foul against Sikeston. So the play will stand for 2 for Dexter. Now they go up 15-0. And at this point, Jim, Sikeston's got to start pushing the ball in a up-tempo pace, down 2 scores, and have struggled in the second half.
You're exactly right. Ryder Williams, can't say enough about the kid. He's got an interception tonight, had 3 last week. Low snap there. He realizes that he's got to do something with it and never get the kickoff. Of course, he's the second-team quarterback, so he slides out to the left side. And give Houston Neely credit. When that happens, you call a certain word. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. Neely did exactly what he was supposed to do, ran into that corner of the end zone, and they got the completion.
Well, Dexter does it in an unconventional way to get the 2-point conversion. So up now by 15, 2 scores on Sikeston. Sikeston has now one man deep. That is number 11. That is Williams. And he is flanked by number 2. That is Jefferson Patterson. And I believe number 15, Goodwin.
Just a reminder, we will be on the air next week, and this penalty, by the way, will be marked off on the kickoff. We'll be on the air next week from Dexter, Missouri, as the Dexter Bearcats will host the New Madrid County Eagles in a matchup, a SEMO conference matchup, one we're looking really forward to. And then the week after that, we will be in Kennett, I believe, but as we see Kennett and Crothersville take each other on. So some good games coming up here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
And not that any of the games are less important than others, but if we can keep a close eye on that East Prairie New Madrid game, that would be wonderful, as we have New Madrid next week visiting Dexter. Here's the man. I would assume he's going to boot it deep to not give him a chance. He puts it in the air, and it is deep. Going to be a touchback. So the Bulldogs will take over off the touchback.
Great job right there by take advantage. You only had 45 yards. You know you can put it in the end zone. That means nobody can return it, and it comes out to the 20, 1st and 10. That's exactly what you want to have happen.
Dexter's mindset's got to be plug every hole that you can and keep number 22, that is Atkins, away from the football. He showed a lot of promise last possession, and Dexter got him stalled out, but Atkins was really the man who drove the football down the field, he and Clark.
Yeah, and you really have to, no big play. Dexter wants to make sure they don't give up a big play here.
Dexter looks like all their starting group of defensive guys on the field. Sikeston now, they try to give that away, and that is going to come Sherrard far side. He's got it upfield, big gain.
Nice.
Going to pick up about 4 on the play.
Wers once again with that low tackle, Bobby. We talked about that. He got Sherrard right at the knees and knocked him.
And Sherrard now limping off. Sherrard, really, look at the leg and the foot there. He goes down holding that foot. He looked like he almost was pitching toe with his left foot there and cramped up, I believe.
Yeah.
Folks, we are going to give him a chance to get off the field. We're going to take a 30-second break and be back here on the Aycorp Media Network.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
For over 100 years, Stoneville Cotton has helped farmers stay strong and win their growing seasons, delivering protection against key weeds and insects to maximize their yield potential. For more information, visit our website. Stoneville Cotton, own the early.
We are back. Great report on Sherrard. Looks like nothing more than a cramp in the leg there. Sikeston's got it now. Can't see the board. It is off. Here's the snap. Goes to Atkins. He is going to be stacked up by several Bearcats.
Bring up 3rd down and about 3 or so. Good job in there. Alford's in there for 1 on the tackle.
Boy, he has had a very, very fine defensive game tonight.
Yeah, he has. Also in there on the tackle was Caleb Gott. We talked about him in the pregame. And a 3rd down and about 3 to go here for the Bulldogs.
Dexter looking to make a big stop. It's got to be 4th down time for Sikeston to go for it here if they do not get it. Here's a snap, kind of bobbled around. It's going to go to outside, turn back, and fumbled the football. Sikeston picks it up and maintains control. That bounced right up into one of their guys' hands.
Yes, it
Talking about an opportunity. That number 68, I believe, that's the guy who comes away with the ball. Maybe, nope.
Maybe Hayden Hess with the recovery there.
I think that was Clark that actually picked up the loose ball, and Hess was actually just the man upfield trying to block it.
So big 1st down for the Bulldogs there as they keep a drive going with 10:25 to go here in the ball game. They trail 15-0.
I want to say that was Atkins on the play in the run.
It was.
Right there, Dexter wrapped in and popped that thing loose. Missed opportunity for the Bearcats. Sikeston picks up the 1st down. Here's the snap, goes up the middle, and Dexter struggles to get him down. He's going to be up to the 43-yard line now.
Weather's one of the players in there for Dexter on the tackle. Somebody else off the bottom of the pile there. I couldn't really tell who it was. Maybe
Sherrod, a gain of 9 for Sikeston. 1st and 10, and the ball now sits at the
2nd and about 2.
Looks like the 43, and I think they need to get to the 44-ish maybe. And here's a run up the middle, and they've got the 1st down. Sikeston again just pounds straight forward.
I'm a little surprised that we didn't see Atkins earlier in the ballgame.
That is Sherrod again. He's telling him, feed him the rock. Look at him. Fired up is Sherrod.
First and 10 for Sikeston here.
Dexter trying to figure out where they want to line. They are line now. Here's a play. Pass outside, caught by number 9. That's Dexter coming up flying. Missed one tackle, and right there cleaned up as the team did on the rest.
Good job. That was Love, Kadarian Love with the catch. But good job defensively there by the Bearcats. A loss of about a yard on the play.
So clock continues to tick now. It'll be under 9 minutes as we get this one. Clark now hobbling off the field as he's trying to get off.
First completion of the ball game for Sikeston, I believe, Bobby.
Craig back in there. Here's the snap. It goes up the middle. Nope. Craig keeps it outside of himself. Farmer's going to ride him out of bounds for a gain of maybe 5 on the play.
Yep.
Sikeston continues to move the football.
3rd down and about 6 to go now for the Bulldogs, just inside Dexter territory.
So that's a very good play for Sikeston because they get the ball out of bounds, stops the clock at 8:44 left, 3rd and 6. Ball sits just beyond the 50-yard line at the 49 of Dexter.
Colt Parker checks in for the Bulldogs.
So 3rd and a short 6 here. Atkins in motion. Here is the fake hand. Craig's going to throw it. He does. It is incomplete. intended for Atkins.
Yeah, in and out of the hands of Atkins will bring up a 4th down.
So now, tough time for Sikeston. 4th and 5, ball at the 49 of Dexter.
So do you try to, they've run the ball fairly consistently. They've not thrown it very well. We'll see what the call is going to be there.
I'm thinking it's going to go to Atkins. You've just got the quarterback, Craig. He's come off. Clark is off over here sitting down on the sidelines. So players we've seen with the ball is either Sherrard and Atkins not with the football there. Atkins has got his back to us, number 22.
Pierce Baker in the quarterback spot. He's a sophomore. First action.
Here's the play to Baker. He's going to look to pass. Running around. He's got Bearcats all around him and missing people. And Dexter piles him up and tosses it outside. What a play to Sherrard. Now he is down to near the 40 as Dexter has a chance there to take him down. What a play by Pierce Baker getting that football out of his hands and to Sherrard.
Great job. You're exactly right by Baker. And the Bearcats from Dexter just weren't able to pull Baker down. They had him, but he was able to shovel it off. Sort of a Patrick Mahomes kind of play. Just shovel it off, and it's a 1st down for Sikeston.
I know Dad Vest Baker has got to be proud of that one.
That was a good one.
Pierce now back in the shotgun. Sherrard behind him. He's going to hand it to Sherrard up the play, and that is pull him, and several guys pull him up around the head right there on the tackle, but he gets him on the ground, and that's what counts.
Right, Ryder Williams as well with the tackle. Glaus coming out of there as well.
Glaus helmet comes off. He has to come out for a play.
Right. So 2nd and about 6, 7:50 to go here in the ball game. Dexter leads 15-0.
Bearcats on their heels. Sikeston is driving and has some energy right now.
Baker, the sophomore quarterback, in the ball game here.
Dexter looks to get a guy in. They've got another one in. Jim, I can't count how many Bearcats on the field. Here's the play. Baker rolls out. He's got Bearcats all over him right there. Throws out, and it's complete. Atkins catches it near the 35. Jim, I don't see how in the world Dexter does not cover right there and get to him.
Well, Baker does a nice job of of keeping the play alive. That's twice now we've seen that from him, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down, but it's really a nice job of keeping it alive because he's felt a lot of pressure, and most sophomore quarterbacks would struggle with that, Bobby, but he's done a nice job.
We've got a timeout on the field, and I think that's going to go toward Dexter. I believe they have taken that. Yes, it is. Right. Timeout, Dexter. We will be back with a hopeful score update on New Madrid after this.
Does your business need, literally anything? When we founded CNS Cleaning Supply, our goal was simple. Become a one-stop shop for anything and everything your operation might want. From car care to condiments, mops to markers, soaps to staplers, and everything in between. Which is a lot. CNS has got you covered. Give Delane Beckwith a call at 573-217-0104 or visit cscleaningsupply.com to get set up with, well, literally everything. Tell them Delane sent you.
We are back in Sikeston, Jim. My score has not updated. I don't know if you have anything different. I'm still showing 30-32 East Prairie up.
Yeah, got the same thing, Bobby. That's the exact same thing.
But it is 15-0 here. Dexter up, Sikeston driving. 3rd and 5, ball on the 36-yard line for Sikeston.
So big play here for Sikeston.
Dexter has been reeling. They've sent a couple new guys in here into this game defensively. Here we go. Here's Baker. He's in the gun. He gets it. He's looking downfield to pass. He throws it up, and that is knocked down. Ryder Williams. No flags on the play, so Ryder Williams again standing up very big from that defensive back safety spot there for Dexter. He has been absolutely huge back there.
He has been. Sort of came over the back there a little bit, but the officials felt like there wasn't any contact. He got there at the right time, so it's going to bring up 4th and 5 now. Baker stood in there, had plenty of time that time to throw the pass.
Well, it's not the game, but it sure is a big moment in this football game for Sikeston. They need Baker to find somebody to move this change for Sikeston right here.
Yeah, if the turnover on downs will be tough for Sikeston right here because Bearcats will be able to run some time off the clock for sure.
Here's Baker. He's in the gun. Sherrard behind him. Here's the snap. Baker looks to his right. Pursued by Dexter well, and it is thrown to a lineman, ineligible.
Yep.
That is going to be an incomplete pass. Dexter will definitely decline the penalty and take over the football there.
Right, exactly right. So that's the problem with throwing it when you're in the grass. You throw it to the wrong guy sometimes. Nice catch, though, by the lineman.
Jim, I think this is going to be – so Benzit's ineligible here. I think this is going to be yardage and loss of a down. So the loss of a down is fourth. They can't get back, but I think the yardage will be tacked on that flag there.
I think that could be right, Bobby. I'm not positive, but I think that may very well be right. 'Cause you're right, it is a loss of down if you have a pass to an eligible receiver. So,
well, Dexter still has their defensive unit on the field. So we're waiting on a call. Could it be anything else? But a lineman cannot catch that because the arm was coming forward.
Right. Yeah, no question. It has to be.
They're walking that back like it might be against.
No, they're taking the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage and marking off the penalty. So it's going to be Dexter football.
Yeah. So there will be Dexter's football from their own 41-yard line.
So a big moment in the football game. Dexter stands. Right here, you would think Dexter is going to come with a stronger running game if they can put it together up by 2 scores.
Yeah, they'd sure like to run off 2 or 3 first downs here and run 4 or 5 minutes off the clock to feel better about where they stand, I think.
Howard brings his team to the line in control of this football game. Alford spreads wide to the top of the screen. Everybody else will be in tight. Here is pistol formation with Graham in the backfield. Handoff goes to Graham straight up the middle for maybe a 2-yard gain. Well, let's call it 3 now.
Yep.
There it is. He fell forward that time.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Bobby. He can pick up, if he'll just keep those legs going, he can pick up 3, maybe even 4 yards once he makes that contact by falling forward.
And initially I thought maybe a gain of 1 right there. Falling forward, you just get those yards.
Absolutely.
Junk yards that you don't think you're going to get, and then you do. Nice job, Jet Graham.
Clock continues to run here as Dexter leads 15-0 in the 4th.
Sikeston needing a little luck on their side on this drive for Dexter. They're looking for a turnover, anything here to get a big stop. Howard in the gun. Dexter is set. McDonald in motion. Hand goes, and that's going to be a false start on Dexter.
So is that – I couldn't tell if it was on the offensive line or if it was on the running back there. But either way, it's a 5-yard penalty and brings up 2nd and 10 then versus our 2nd and 11.
And for Dexter, just sit and push is the biggest thing you've got to remember. Let the play snap and push forward. You want to see that clock run and not go for negative yards.
Right, exactly right. I mean, you want to get off the do it at the right time. So 2nd and 11, you certainly don't want to have to put the ball in the air here.
And even for a no gain, maybe even a loss of 1, it's not a big deal because Sikeston has not finished the drive tonight. But you don't want to go backwards in penalties. Dexter now spreads a formation. It will be an opportunity. Looks like it's going to be for McDonald to go top side of the screen. Handoff. It is to McDonald. He looks. No hole there to run through. Back to a loss probably of 1 on the play.
Maybe a loss of 1 on the play. Exactly right. So it's going to bring up 3rd down at about 12. The clock goes under 6 minutes here in the 4th quarter.
I would assume Dexter will be just fine with going 4th down and punting this football away up 2 scores.
I would sure think so. I would think you wouldn't see him pass the football here, but
no need to get greedy in this situation if you're Dexter.
Right.
They'll stay spreading the formation out now. Offer to the bottom of the screen. McDonald's going to be in the slot. That is Farmer tucked in tight to the line. Here it is. Howard snaps it. They're going to pass. He looks over the middle of the field. It's thrown there. Pullum's open and incomplete. Nice play there by Bo Riddle getting his hands right up in Pullum's face.
Yeah.
As Pullum's about to reach up and try to grab that, Bo Riddle's hand goes right up in front of Logan Pullum's face. Couldn't bring it down. So Dexter will be in 4th and long and surely to punt here.
I will give – you want to give a lot of credit to the Sikeston secondary tonight. They have done a really nice job defensively all night of playing pass defense.
And if that ball is a little bit deeper, that is probably a big completion for Dexter again. Get it over the top, and it was just short of being over the top. It was put in his hands more so than it was over the top to let him go get it.
Nobody deep for Sikeston here. Nice punt. Nice punt by Howard.
Howard booms it well, and it is touched by Sikeston. Ball is loose on the ground. Recovered by Dexter.
I believe Dexter's going to have the football.
Michael McDonald. Well, Sikeston had nobody back. If you have nobody back, do not go back and try to touch a football in that situation.
No, that was a major mistake there by Sikeston, as that was a turnover.
That play, Jim, is very well your football game if Sikeston does not get a turnover here.
Absolutely. 3rd turnover of the night for the Bulldogs. 2 fumbles now and an interception And just a mental mistake there. We're going to have a timeout here, I believe, a water break. So we'll take one as well with 5:06 to go. Dexter with the lead, 15-0, and inside the Young Real Estate red zone at the 11-yard line. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on the Aycorp Sports Network.
We are back. Jim, take you back 1 week ago. A Dexter punt. Nolan Alford gets down the field, covers, downs that football at the 1-yard line. Now, present week, punt by Jackson Howard, very deep. Lee Michael McDonald gets back after the Sikeston player touches it, recovers the fumble. 2 big plays for Dexter on punts right there. It's nice to see their punt coverage has worked well for them, and now they just need to finish a drive and put this thing in the end zone and away for the game.
Figure a dose of Jet Graham here possibly.
Nope, Howard going to take that himself. Now, I'm fine with Howard running the football, but not in this situation. I don't want to see the quarterback take a snap and possibly take a hit that you do not want to see him do. Right. You're up 15-0 in a game, and you've got New Madrid coming to town next week.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree.
No problem with him seeing the football, just not in this situation.
Right. Lee Michael McDonald checks back in the ball game for Dexter. 4:40 and counting here in the fourth. Dexter would like to use up as much time as they can on the play clock, and it's right there in front of Jackson Howard, so he'll be able to see it. No problem.
Yeah, if he can run this down within about 5 seconds or less, and it's probably going to be there. Here it is, now ticking 2-5 under it. McDonald in motion, hand goes to McDonald, and he tries to cut it inside. He does, cuts it down near the goal line. He is down at the 3-yard line, it looks like.
Yep. And he'll bring up a third down and about 1 or so probably. They can't get a first down without a touchdown.
And you got to think Dexter's just going to keep this on the ground. Great time for anything there to just push straight forward, and they're in 4-down territory. No doubt they will go for this. So you got 2 tries to get 1 yard.
Yeah, absolutely right. You just want to push it forward the 1 yard.
I would love to see them go under center. They're not, but that would be my choice right here instead of the shotgun.
I absolutely agree with that.
Pistol formation, Graham behind Howard. Here is McDonald in motion, goes to Graham up the middle. He's going to have the first down, and he has got a touchdown. Jet Graham, his second of the night. Dexter now will go up by 3 scores and has put the icing on the cake in this one.
21-0 now, and that should probably seal it. Good offensive. The Bearcats took advantage of what they got there. The turnover on a bad decision by Sikeston, and then they take it in from the 11-yard line.
Portersville up now, updated 62-0 over Hayti. Still 30-32 New Madrid and East Prairie.
Kick is good by Levi DeMint. So 22-0 Dexter.
And Jim, let's talk about East Prairie. You know, a lot of people would probably look at East Prairie on their schedule and circle that as a win. Here they are. They pulled off a big win last week against Charleston. Now sitting up 32-30 on New Madrid, who, as everybody would say, probably had the easiest schedule from here on out to the playoff time. And now they're sitting there looking at maybe a loss on their hands.
Yeah, exactly right. So New Madrid, East Prairie is the real deal. You need to mark it down. Francis Howell and Jackson tied at 14. Still the score we have, Scott City 8 and St. Vincent 7. Hillsboro still up on Cape Central 23-14. 52-7 Farmington over Potosi. Park Hill Central 56-26. The last score we had over Crothersville, and that was still in the second quarter. I'm sure it's different by now.
Well, Dexter up 22-0, 3:32 on the clock here in the fourth. So Sikeston really, I'm thinking DeMint's probably not going to kick it high. This is probably going to be a ground ball through the middle and make them pick it up and run it there. I don't think they're going to put it up in the air and let them block it. I would be surprised. And it is a line drive kick, and that is taken by Jefferson Patterson, and he's going to try to escape the Bearcats coming near side. He's got Green pastured over here. Now reverses field, and he is caught up in a mess as Dexter's going to get him deep and takes him down near the goal line. Bad things got worse for Jemerson Patterson, and he is upset on the play, but really nobody, and there's a flag. That's going to put him at the 1 yard line. Nobody blamed himself there. He was upfield and had some people missing and tried to get too fancy. Take the yards you have.
Right, exactly right. Take it out, run it as far as you can and just try to make too much happen. So it's going to be a personal foul, I believe, and move him back.
That's going to take him to the 2.5 yard line, I believe. Is right at the 5 or the 4 yard line. So inside that, we've got a break, Jim. The moon has been a topic of discussion for the week.
Has.
And, man, what a view we have again tonight as we get to see it coming on up.
It's a good one. Absolutely right. A very nice moon. First weekend, of course, for major college football overall. Some good games last night. The Missouri Tigers with a win. Did your Vols play this weekend?
My Vols take on Virginia tomorrow at 11 noon. That's on ABC, so I'd love for all of you guys to join me as an audience. I will not be broadcasting, but I will be watching. And I was instructed this morning, I asked Nolan, I said, if you're still sleeping, you want me to wake you up? 100% yes.
There you go.
We live and die by the orange and white in our house. Here is Dexter now on defense, has Sikeston pinned deep. They come after him, and Sikeston upfield. Minimal gain there. I can't tell. I believe that was offered on the edge.
Bring up a second down.
Willems looks like he's in on that.
3 minutes to go and counting here as the Bearcats lead 22-0.
Looks like Alford and Willems in on the play as Dexter will move. When is the last time we have said Dexter is 2-0 on the season in football?
Been a long time. And I was just thinking, when was the last time we said a Dexter defense shut somebody out?
Yeah, and 2 weeks in a row, this defense has stood tall. I can't imagine Semo Ball not writing another article about how good this defense has played.
I would agree with you.
And they well deserve it. And here is a run against Sikeston up the middle this time. Multiple Bearcats stack him up. And I was talking to Matt Tanner, a guy who announces on the TV broadcast for Sikeston across the way before this game. And I told him, I said, one of the things you're going to see out of Dexter is their depth of how deep they are. I said, they only have 3 kids to play both sides. But late in the game last week, I saw kids who were second-string defense who were in that game in meaningful minutes. Guys, no longer do you really call it a second-string defense. It's just how they align and what they do. Dexter is really, really deep in personnel. They can run in and out, and it's been impressive, and it's showing on the defensive side of the football, no doubt.
Touchdown by New Madrid County. They lead 38-32 now over East Prairie.
Little bit of breathing room for them there. Here's Sikeston. They give it off to Sherrard. He takes it far side, and Dexter stacks him up again. Just a slew of them in on that. I'm trying to see. There's a Hero that gets up. Alfred gets up out of that, and I believe I thought DeMint was over there and involved in that as well.
Going to be a first down, I believe, as the clock will start again after they get the chain set.
And with the Dexter defense, this clock's going to kick down probably close to 1:30 when they snap it. Look how many kids I'm saying names in on tackles.
Right.
Not a whole lot of solo tackles this year from Dexter. He had a lot more of those last year. It is absolutely swarming team defense from them coming. Sikeston now in the gun. They've got Atkins in motion. That is a hand to Sherrard. Nope, up the middle, and that is actually the quarterback keeping that. Nice gain. So that's going to be a game of maybe 9 by Craig.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason you're seeing the gang tackling, I think that the increase in strength and the increase in speed, I think, Bobby, is you're seeing that the kids are flying to the footballs. Connor Hill checks in for Dexter right now.
Connor Hill's a sophomore, getting a lot of snaps in here this year. I saw him on the field a lot last weekend.
Right.
Another part of that linebacker depth that he checks in, I believe, for DeMint.
Yeah, I believe that is correct because Kravojevic is still out there.
Dexter has an absolute stable at linebacker. They've got 5 quality in Pullum, Alford, Connor Hill, Hero, and DeMint.
Yeah.
And Jet Graham only plays offense. He would also be a linebacker in there. And Turnbow is a corner, but he could actually play linebacker if they need him to. Here is Sherrard now. He tries to cut that around, and Dexter swarms him up. Several kids again. Look at that.
Still playing very, very hard.
Trying to look up at the numbers. That is Farmer on the ground. I believe Alford getting up off the ground. And also, I couldn't catch who else was in that.
Well, once again, when you swarm tackle like that, it's hard to do, and that's going to be
Dexter
the ball game.
takes it. This is going to go 6-5 as this goes final. Dexter now moves officially 2-0 on the season now. Congratulations to the Dexter Bearcats. Coach Chad Jamerson, he has brought life into this program and energy And he goes final. Jim, if I can, I'm going to try to get you down there to get some pictures of the scores if we have them, or the stats in the books here.
See what I can
as
do
we wrap
here.
them. Sykes now goes to the 0-2.
They host Kennett next week, I believe.
So Sikeston hosts Kennett.
Right.
Kennett, from what I've heard, is not as strong as years past, but certainly they will come in here looking for another win, and they are up right now at Donovan. Folks, we're going to take about a 30-second break here, see if we can get some updated stats if possible. We will be back in 30 on the Aycorp Media Networks. Welcome back to Sikeston, Missouri. The Dexter Bearcats break a streak of losing to Sikeston. I know of the last 2 years they've dropped them in heartbreaking fashion. None more heartbreaking last year for Jamerson than the Sikeston game. He lost that one, felt he had a win coming maybe at halftime, only to lose it. They come out victorious tonight, 22-0. Real quick in the scorebooks or in the score updates, Jackson and Howe, it is 14-14 right now. New Madrid did score that touchdown. They go up 38-32. Dexter, as we said, won this one here. Kennett 28-0. That is still a halftime score, so no update on that one on Kennett. Hillsboro was up 23-14, I believe that was. And Jim, I just did something about, but I don't. 23-14 Hillsboro over Cape in the third quarter there. St. Vincent. That is final. Scott City 16, St. Vincent 14. I had heard that Panagas was going to play in this game. I've heard different reports. I'll be interested to see the papers if you did. I would figure it would be only in a quarterback situation because he did look very comfortable last week in the pocket throwing the ball.
Right.
Chaffee, as we noted, that was yesterday, 14-12 over Charleston. And I do not have the update on Poplar Bluff, but Jim, I think you have a few stats in this game for us.
I do. For some team stats first. First downs, Dexter 15, Sikeston 13. Rushing yards, 132 net for Dexter, 217 for Sikeston. Passing yards, 104 for Dexter, 8 for Sikeston. Dexter was 5 of 13 throwing the football, and Sikeston 3 of 11 on that. So penalties, 6 for Dexter for 40 yards and 7 for Sikeston for 36 yards. Some individual stats for the Bearcats from Dexter. Jet Graham, 10 carries for 23 yards. Lee Michael McDonald, 9 carries for 57 yards. R.J. Farmer, 7 carries for 30. Jackson Howard, 6 for 5, and he has a TD there. Jet Graham with 2 touchdowns, as a matter of fact. In passing for the Bearcats, 3 of 12 for Jackson Howard, 104 yards, his long of 38. Alford with 2 catches for 12 yards. Pullum with 2 catches for 65, and R.J. Farmer 1 for 17. Jackson Howard 1 punt for 48 yards, and there was a fumble on that punt. For Sikeston, Sherrod 17 carries for 62 yards, a 3.6 average. Atkins, who came in the game in the second half, 8 carries for 74 yards, a 9.3 yard average. Trez Clark with 6 carries for 65 yards. And Caden Craig, the quarterback, 6 carries for 19 yards for a 3.2 average. Caden Craig with 10 was 2 of 10 with 1 interception for 8 yards. And Pierce Baker, 1 of 1 completion for no yards. So, saying defensive stats for the Bearcats were like this. If I can get them up here. For the Bearcats, they were led in tackles once again this week by Landon Weathers with 10, as well as Nolan Alford with 10. Weathers with a tackle for loss. Avorovich had 8, as did Caleb Gott. 8 also for R.J. Farmer. Christian Wurs with 7, and then a host of Bearcats with 3 or less tackles.
And Jim, I would say there's a lot of assists that just couldn't be caught in that.
Exactly right. Scoring, the way the scoring sort of went tonight in the second quarter at 3:16 to go in the second quarter, Jackson Howard with a 1-yard run up the middle, kick by Leave It I Meant was good. Fourth quarter, 11:50 to go. Jet Graham runs up the middle for a 3-yard touchdown with Ryder Williams with a pass to Houston Neely for 2. And then the final score after a fumble recovery, Jet Graham runs the middle for a 3-yard touchdown, also kicked by Levi DeMint, good, and that's our final of 22-0.
Cape Central and Hillsboro, that game is now tied 28-28. Philip Rich showed me that. I'm sure if anybody wants to catch any high school football action, that is on a live stream somewhere. I don't know where, but I think, Philip, and is that a Cape Central live stream? That is a Cape Central live stream. So Hillsboro, like I said, that is one of the top teams in high school football in their respective class, and Cape Central is certainly making a case for it. Jim, next week we're back in action, Dexter and New Madrid at Charles Blanchard Stadium in Dexter. We've covered Dexter now twice, and they've been a joy so far. New Madrid, I watched some of that game last week against Richmond. I'm going to tell you, they've got a lot of weapons. You know, I was surprised. I'd heard they were down some of the offensive defensive line, but they really made a good showing then. I'm not sure about tonight.
They now lead 48-32 over East Prairie.
48-32. So that they have made a push, and here's Coach Chad Jamerson coming up. He will meet with Rob Mayer on the radio and talk about the game. But, you know, that's going to be an interesting matchup because last week you felt like Dexter's strong run. We're going to run it. This week they come in with a plan, hey, we're going to show people we can pass the football. They tried that, had success, over 100 yards tonight, really trying to mix up. Next week, if you're New Madrid, how do you come in and game plan for Dexter right now?
Well, it's tough. You know, you've got to know that they can do both a little bit. I'm sure they will rely on their speed to try to stop the sweeps that we run with Lee Michael McDonald and with R.J. Farmer in particular. The passing game, you know, they're going to have single coverage. You've got Williamson that plays one of the defensive backs who is a fantastic athlete, so that becomes an interesting thing. For the Bearcats, I think they have to try to figure out a way to stop, you know, Jadis Jones catching the football, even though our pass defense has been pretty doggone good. And then, correspondingly, I think you've got to have not only Jadis Jones, but stopping him, but then Williamson in the backfield and Caden Minner, who is such a good running back. They'll have to figure out. It's a tall order for Dexter. Sikeston, on the other hand, has to try to regroup and figure a way to host Kennett next week, stop them offensively, and also find a way to get some offense. I was impressed with the Baker kid tonight throwing the football. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some more reps here for Sikeston.
I think as the season goes along, they will have to take a stronger and stronger look at him. You know, as we prepare, folks, we're starting to pick up more and more content as we can, and more contacts in different cities we'll talk. We will probably go on air next week, I would say around that 6:45 mark, 6:45 p.m., 7 o'clock kickoff from Dexter. And Jim, I can tell you, I can't wait. Dexter's 2-0. New Madrid now trying to push toward 2-0 as they go up, as you said, 48-32 now. What an exciting time it's going to be there for Dexter. For the crew here, thanks for all of our guys who helped put this on. We couldn't do it without them. For Jim Riker and myself, we are saying so long from Sikeston, and we will see you next week from Dexter.